it going?
Hey guys, day 2 of the Amazon build. Actually, part 2 of the Amazon build, but day 3 of the challenge.
Exactly.
And yesterday, we actually left off right over here. All right. So if you guys remember from yesterday, we had left off at where you had put this page together initially, and then there was a basket. We're going to pick it up from there, and we're also going to do a little bit of the recap.
Yeah. So we set you guys some lovely homework, and you guys went above and beyond. You crushed in that homework. So we're gonna go through
Yay.
some of that stuff and see how you guys did with that.
Hey, damn, guys, this is gonna be sick. This is day 3 of the challenge. Let's bring that energy up. So let us know where you are coming in from today live. And we want to see all of those comments starting to pop up. We want to see your energy, bring up the energy in this place. And with that said, let's just jump right into it.
Let's do it, dude.
Awesome. All right, let's go. So this is day 3 of the challenge. We have 2 more days and a surprise left for you guys. And here's the agenda for today's training. We're going to be revealing the answer to day 2's homework. And we got so freaking many submissions from you guys, and they were phenomenal.
We just hit over 400 submissions on that homework. Just checking right now. 400, and it's still going. I can see people adding in right now. That's insane.
Absolutely nuts. Now, also, you're going to complete the checkout screen with the React Context API. So that's what we're doing today. And you're going to add full login functionality, which means sign up and sign in using Firebase Authentication. Also, you're going to deploy with Firebase hosting and connect the front end to Firestore database to pull the info from the database. So this is what you're going to be building today. If you are excited, drop it in the comments below and let us know.
Exactly, guys. So you see the main new feature today is going to be that beautiful login and authentication. And that's all going to be provided from Firebase itself, on Firebase Authentication. So we're going to show you guys how to do that. And it's going to be some exciting stuff, guys.
Yep. And you guys killed it with the homework. Guys, day 3, we had 4,000 people live with over 6,000 comments. And despite the crazy internet interruptions that we had, and we got disconnected 2 times, some of you guys still pushed through and showed up. So a massive shout out and thank you for that.
So huge turnout, guys.
Yep.
We have just cracked over 30,000 people inside this challenge.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. It's
so look,
serious.
So here's what we got on the first. So day 2, part 3. And then boom, look at all those comments you guys are dropping. 3,000 comments, almost 1,000 comments here, and 2,000 comments on this. And over 30,000 people have joined this challenge, which is insane. You guys are crazy. We're saying, people saying you guys are amazing. Let's go. We have people saying let's go. So I see the energy is here and it's awesome.
Someone said something's wrong. Why is Sunny wearing white? Oh, mix it up today, guys. Change it up. We got the headphones in, so
hey, Sunny, maybe just put your channel's audio up so people can hear you better.
Okay, is that better?
Put it up a little bit more.
I think that might be
dope.
Good, or I'll just speak a bit closer. There we go.
Yeah, if you're closer, I think that's fine. All right, so let's keep on going now, you guys. We got tons and tons of submissions. I'm actually just gonna open that up because I think that's the best way to show you guys. And here, this is the Amazon homework that you guys had. And look at how many submissions we have. It's ridiculous. If you just keep scrolling, Sarah, Dragon, Chris Monet, and look at all these submissions, right? People are showing us the subtotal is working. So good job. Chris did a fantastic job here. And look at this. He's got all this like coding and React stuff that he's now selling.
That's what we're going to see, guys.
Nice.
Change it up, mix it up, make it your own.
Damn, guys, give it up for all these guys that put in these submissions. Like, this is freaking brilliant. We got over 400 submissions. What? So make sure if you have missed out, it's still not too late. You can still do your submission. And for a lot of people, we're trying to give you a video feedback as well. So we might not get to everybody, but we are starting to get back to people and give them a personalized video feedback on their homework. Elizabeth also posted it. Elizabeth, you got to show your picture with the working app as well. She just sent her code. But
I
it
saw
looks
some people actually went and took the shopping basket that we hadn't finished, so the list of items, and they actually went ahead and built it, which is insane, dude.
Oh, that's sick. Do we have some of those that we can show?
Yeah, so we can have a look at number 309.
Oh, damn, you got the number down. All right, let's do it. So number 309. And let's go take a look at this one. And boom, we got the checkout. This is beautiful.
Lovely.
Damn. Okay. Awesome. So let's keep on moving, you guys. We got over 400 Amazon Clone Day 1 submissions. Beasts, all of you. And we got we got Jordania over here. She did her submission. We got Raja Rahul, Abdul Basit, Adib Rahman, Javed Khan, Mariam. So fantastic jobs. And these are the clones that you guys put up. We showed some of them already, so we're going to skip over this. But thank you for all of your submissions and your work. Now, before we continue, remember, guys, here's how to use the learning modules in the Facebook group for this 5-day React challenge. And how can they do that? It's make sure that when you're over here on Facebook, click units.
Yep.
And when you're in units,
it can be kind of confusing, guys.
Yeah, it can be a little bit confusing. So make sure when you're here, click units and then go inside and then look at where the homeworks are. So let me try to pull up Facebook here, and I'll try to show it to you guys live. Hopefully my entire computer won't crash on me like yesterday. All right, so I am on Facebook now, and on the left-hand side, I see units. If you are in the newer version of Facebook, it'll still look very similar to this, so it's fine. Just find units. And in units, you'll see there's unit 1, unit 2, and unit 3. For each day of the challenge, we're going to have it in units like this. So this way, everything is organized for you, and you will lose nothing. All right? Yep. Perfect.
Bro, just check my gain on Ecamm quickly. Just want to check if it's a bit low, because a few people are saying it's quite low, and I've had it. It's already quite high on the bit over here.
I hear you pretty clearly, but I'll just put up the Ecamm a little bit higher, and maybe it'll be better.
Nice.
Okay, dope. So I put you a little bit higher.
Awesome.
Nas says he can hear him well. I trust Nas.
Okay, dope.
All right. So let's go here. Now, here, how can they maximize the ROI from the challenge, Sunny? What can they do?
Yep. So today, guys, as we code along, I want you guys to code along with me. If you get stuck or confused, it's completely fine. Just make sure that you challenge yourself. We cover all of this stuff inside of our course, so be sure to check that out. And if you guys get stuck in the live, it's completely fine. Make sure you're part of that Slack channel and that Facebook group. Post questions. I see loads of you guys helping each other out, and that's amazing. So make sure you go ahead and do that. And guys, make sure you do the homework and participate in the group, because that is where we rack up those points for that big prize. And that's why a lot of us are here right now, to win
exactly
that huge prize.
100%. That's right. And Sunny, you can just bring that freaking mic like in your face. It'll make you sound really good. Yeah. Like I'm almost like kissing this mic when I'm talking to it. All right. Now, if you can't keep up with Sunny, or if you can't keep up with us as we're coding this, remember, that's okay. The video is always going to be there. So do the best you can, and you can rewatch it. But try to do your best live. We will also give you guys the solution files. So I'll show you exactly how you can get caught up. If you missed the last few days, we're going to give you the code and the exact project so you can catch up and start working with us. And
all of this stuff inside of our course. So what was that, Kazi?
I thought you spoke.
Oh, no.
Okay. So, yeah, do the homework and participate in the group. Now, I'll show you also over here, we have a GitHub, and this is the URL for it. This should be in the description or in the Facebook post. It should be there. And if you go here, just make sure you star it and fork it so you have it. And this will get you caught up with day 1 of the challenge. Okay, or I'm sorry, the part 1 of the Amazon build. This will get you caught up to exactly here. And if you're a complete beginner, It's as easy as clicking here and just downloading this file as zip, then opening it up and literally typing in the following: npm start, and you should be good to go. You should be caught up with us. If you're more advanced, you know that you can like pull it with a GitHub repo. It's as simple as that. Okay, so let's put this over here and let's go over the rest of it.
Nice. Let's do it, dude.
All right, so now what's going on here?
So the game plan for today, guys, is we're going to complete the checkout screen with the React Context API. So we're going to have everything completed and built to that homework spec that we set yesterday. And then we're going to go ahead, and if you just hit enter, Kazi, it should pop up. We're going to go ahead and implement a full login functionality. That means sign up, sign in, everything implemented with Firebase Authentication set. So it's going to be a complete functional app with login, logout. Everything's going to work.
I fixed the audio now, by the way. I saw that on mine. I actually had it low, so it was partly my fault, along with you speaking from really far away. It's both of us.
Right. I was wondering. I had it blasting on mine, so I was like, holy shit.
Okay, now
and
we're
then
good.
we're going to go ahead and deploy this thing over to Firebase. So that will be awesome.
Perfect. Yep. So let's move on with this. Now, guys, remember, you will learn all of this in Profit with JavaScript course that we'll be launching next week. So make sure that you have that, date in your mind, September 13th. And if you want to watch the exact breakdown of every single app and much more, those details we cover in our program. Now, here's the homework. And what's the homework, Sunny?
So the homework, to give you guys a bit of context before we go ahead and jump in, is to add the message. So we're going to have that full login. So you're going to be able to log in with a username, email, and a password. And then I want you guys to go ahead and change it so that at the top of the header, it actually says hello, and then whatever your email is. So that way it's fully customized for yourself when you're logged in. That's going to be part one. Number two is going to be to actually go ahead and deploy the app.
Hold on. I think I'm confused about what the first step is. So let's just make sure everybody's on the same page. So, okay, so if I'm on this app, exactly where?
Yeah, so you see where it says sign in on the header?
Okay.
Now it says hello guest, right?
Yep, it does.
We want it so that when you hit sign in, it's going to actually go ahead and log you in. I mean, if you go to the actual demo app, so I'm going to go ahead and drop you a link, Kazi.
Okay.
Go ahead and check this app out, and we can actually demo what we're going to be building today.
So the one we have already built for a while ago, right? Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
I should have
exactly.
That. Okay. So I'm going to go to that URL here. Boom. Paste it in. All right. So here, this is the demo app. So now if I click sign in.
Yeah. You can create an email and just put in any email and password. And then here, what we can do is you can go create your Amazon account.
Okay.
Yep. It has to be a legit. Oh, there we go. Nice. And then you can see at the top, it says hello, and then it actually has the email address. Right?
Okay.
So I'm going to teach you guys how to push the user into the store like we did yesterday with the basket. And then it's going to be up to you guys to go ahead and implement that functionality. So not only that, we're going to ask you guys to go ahead and deploy the app if you haven't already deployed it. Or if you deployed it to Netlify, that's cool, guys. I saw some of you guys did that, which is awesome. But we're going to teach you how to deploy it to Firebase. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we are going to ask you guys to add some animations and some styling.
And now the homework is clear, right? Hopefully it should be cleared up for everybody what the homework actually is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, dope. And then what else are we going to do? So the hello is going to show up there. And we're going to deploy and share screenshots and link. Yep. And then add animations to it.
Exactly. Adding animations. And then there's one more piece, which is customize Amazon, guys. Style it to add your own little twist to Amazon, or maybe add a second banner or a third banner, or change it up. But basically, let's get everyone's portfolios looking different. Let's add some animations. I'm going to show you guys an animation library and sort of direct you in the right way. And then you guys can take it from there. So it's going to be an awesome piece of homework for you guys to go ahead and run with.
Fantastic. And guys, remember, where can they learn this?
You can learn this all inside of Profit with JavaScript that we are going to be launching next week.
Yep. Beautiful. All right. With that said, we're ready to get into the build. let's go. We're going to be going full speed, guys. And remember, if the internet dies, we're going to go live again. All right. Yesterday it happened. We just went live again. If something else happens, don't worry. We will constantly figure it out, and we will come with some kind of solution that will work for everybody. Okay. So no reason to freak out, guys, and we will make it work.
Dope. Let's do it, bro.
All right.
Let's check. How many people do we actually have live right now? Let's shout it out.
About 1,128 to 1,100 on YouTube. And then on Facebook, about 300 on Facebook Live.
Nice. That's awesome, dude.
Yep. And guys, remember, if you want to participate in the challenge, first of all, if you're liking this, smash that like button so this video goes out to as many people as possible. 2, if you want to participate in the challenge, you have to be in the Facebook React group, which means you have to click the link in the description below to join the challenge if you are watching it on YouTube. If you are watching it on Facebook, you're perfectly fine.
Exactly, guys. I saw somebody say, I'm really sick with the flu, but I'm doing my best. That's awesome. That's the kind of energy we want here, guys.
Nice.
Nice. Let's go ahead and get started, bro.
Okay, dope. Let's do it. So I'm going to hit follow here, and let's go.
Nice. So let's go ahead and go on with the homework portion. So yesterday we had set everything up to the point where we wanted to build the subtotal component. So we left you guys here where we had a fixed subtotal component here, and we a fixed subtotal amount here, and then an empty sort of currency amount here. Now we're going to go ahead and change this. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up our local host, Ghazi, and have it running on the right hand side.
I do.
Okay, awesome. So that's our local host. Let's open up the basket. So let's hit into the basket. Nice. And what we're going to do here, guys, is where we had previously, I had shown you we had 0 items, right? Now, we currently push everything into the store whenever we add an item to the basket. So I showed you guys how inside the header, we actually can pull the basket contents from the data layer that we set up yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that.
So just one quick shout I just want to do. So somebody said, I don't see the Facebook link, Facebook group link. Here's how it works. You actually go to this link over here, this page, and this is how you actually officially join the challenge. And remember, you can win up to $6,000 online coding bootcamp. So make sure you go to this link here and then pop in your name and email address, and that will get you in the challenge.
Exactly, guys. And make sure you do that. Get involved because it's awesome inside the community right now, and everybody is on that. And it's proper
over 9,000 people in the Slack channel, right?
Yeah. Did we actually post this out to the Slack channel that we're live right now? I mean, I guess, yeah, they would have seen it. Nice.
Naz, did we post this on the Slack channel?
Yeah, we did. Nice. Awesome.
Okay. I don't think we did.
Oh, we just got a donation as well from Twins Mother, Madam USA. Thank you. Starts off nicely.
Hey, sick. Wow.
Awesome.
Thank you for that, actually. That's huge.
Yeah. Huge $5 donation.
Thank you.
Nice. So guys, with that said, let's go ahead and start. So we have the subtotal component that we were messing around with, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to pull the basket contents from the data layer. So previously we had this use state value. So I need to go ahead and actually import that use state value hook from that. That's the custom hook we wrote inside of our state provider. Now, anyone who is confused about this stuff, just go ahead and build out the first part of the challenge and come back to this video. But right now we have the use state value and we pull our basket. So this is going to have whatever we add to our basket. And then what we can do, guys, is we can go here and we can simply do the following. We can actually say basket. Oops, we can say basket dot length, like so. And this should, so if we save this, we can actually go ahead and let's go ahead and refresh the app, Kazi. Let's refresh. Oh, we have to do npm start, I think.
Yep, so let's do that. Okay.
Nice. Somebody said Sunny's voice is not clear. Okay, I think it's pretty clear now.
I think it's pretty clear. I mean,
yeah, I think we fixed that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we have the subtotal and we said basket.length. So once it loads up, let's go ahead and click the Amazon logo.
All right. So boom, here we go.
Yep. And let's add some items to the basket.
All right. Add to basket, add to basket. So I added these two.
Yep. And then let's go and click the basket. Yep. And then what we should see now is in the subtotal, it should say, was it 3 items? I can't really see that.
It says 2 items.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, because we added 2 items. So now it's pulling that information from the basket and it's actually going ahead and using that, right? So it's actually going ahead and updating it. So rather than having the 2 items like we had previously, rather than having 0, we're actually pulling from the basket and showing however many items we have in the basket itself. Next, guys, we want to go ahead and where it says strong, right? We want to have the actual value here. Yep. So previously, we have the value set to 0 here. And I said that this was part of the homework, guys, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys a nice, neat little trick. So I saw some of the implementations that you guys had done, but I'm going to show you a really, really sort of ES6 forward way of doing this. So let's go to our reducer.js. So we're inside of our reducer right here. And I'm going to show you guys how to build something called a selector. Right, so we're going to build something called a selector. And this is actually something which is really highly used in production environments. So what we can do now is we write export const, and I'm going to write get basket total. And this is a really powerful function. It's going to take the basket itself, and it's going to simply return the following. It's going to say get the basket, and we're going to do optional chaining to prevent everything from breaking. And we're going to say reduce. Now, reduce is a function which is extremely powerful, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we actually, so the purpose of reduce, is it essentially maps through the basket itself. Next, guys, we want to go ahead and where it says, now, reduce is a function. Oh, yeah, there we go. Nice. So what reduce does is it goes ahead, it iterates through the basket, and then it's going to tally up the total, okay? So we're going to have an initial amount, right? And we're going to iterate through each item. And the way we write this, guys, is we put some code here. So here we're going to say, every time it loops through, I want the item price to add to the total amount. And the initial amount is going to be 0, okay? So I know this may seem like a confusing line of code, but have a look at reduce functions. And this essentially, all this is doing is it essentially tallies up the basket and it goes ahead and it tallies up all of the item prices and it adds it into this final amount and it returns it directly into.
So is this basically like a fancy way of writing a for loop and then incrementing everything and tallying it up, right?
Yeah, and then we return it.
Got it.
Then we return it as a value. So now if I go ahead, go back to our subtotal and we go back to here, and instead of writing a set value of 0, what we can do here is we can do get basket total and we pass in the basket that we pulled in from our data layer over here. And obviously we need to go ahead and make sure that we import this basket, okay? So let's go up to the top and we're going to go ahead and say import get basket total from the reducer. And now, guys, what I want you to pay attention to is if we go ahead and add some items to the basket, Kazi.
All right, let's do it. So let's go to the first page.
Yep.
I think I'm going to go with a Samsung watch and an Amazon Echo.
Yep, let's do it.
All right.
Now it should see, okay, so it still says 0. Now this is interesting and I'll show you why it still says 0. So we set the value here, right? But in the render text, we didn't actually show the value, okay? So we need to show the value. Now I see a lot of people saying, cannot read property basket of undefined. To fix that, guys, go back to your reducer, make sure you add this optional chaining right here,
nice.
Okay? So this is actual optional chaining and this is going to prevent that from happening, okay? So make sure you add that in to save yourself that little bit of headache. Go back to subtotal, and what we're going to do here is this value that we calculate here gets passed in as something called a render prop. So we can actually use it. So we can go here and we can just say value. Oops, value, like so. And
boom, there we go, save. 0. I mean, yeah, 0 for now.
Yep, so it's 0 for now. And if we go to Amazon, add the products.
Boom.
Hey, there we
So
go.
fast. So fast. I'm going to add multiple of these. Damn.
Exactly. Awesome. Now, I saw some people say,
Oof.
can we put the function inside subtotal? So guys, this is actually a professional practice of having selectors inside of your reducers. Or, I mean, you could separate to a um, separate file, but you want to make sure that you have the selector, in this case, inside the reducer, because think about what you're doing. You're actually taking the basket, reducing it down, and then you have some kind of callable function. So that's just good practice. You can do whatever way works for you, but this is my experience from being in a sort of professional environment. So I would go ahead and use that, and that will make your life a little bit easier. So with that said, we actually have the subtotal working. Okay, so that's awesome. Now we have the header, which pulls in the basket content. So at the top of the header on the right, you can see we've got some items, and then the subtotal itself is where we have the price, and we also have the number of items. We also got another donation. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. That I appreciate that. That is huge. Let me just play the air horns here a little bit. Nice. And I got a nice little, we got a nice comment by Zachary, and he says, I'm definitely having to go back and rewatch the videos and find some supplemental stuff online to fully understand the why behind everything. But in the meantime, it is like learning to swim, where to just throw you off the deep end. Not the most theoretically sound, but it works. Guys, remember, you're building the Amazon clone. So this is something I mentioned yesterday, right? It took people decade or more to figure out how to be able to actually build this. So it's not going to be something that it's going to be super easy. This is definitely going to be tough. But if you push through this and add it to your portfolio, it's going to look epic. And then our goal is that you're going to love coding, and then you're going to start learning the why behind everything.
Exactly, guys. And that's going to be the main focus here, is to go ahead and push yourself into that uncomfortable position. And we're here to pretty much hold your hand through the entire journey till you have a lovely looking Amazon clone at the end of it. And you guys are doing amazing so far, so don't get disheartened. And the Slack group is also amazing for that support.
Yeah,
so
nice.
With that said, we now have a finished subtotal section. So that's really clean. What we're going to do next is focus on the checkout. Okay. So previously in yesterday's build, we reached the checkout stage and we have these basket items, right? So I masked it out. And the purpose I actually masked this out is I was actually subconsciously hoping that some of you went ahead and built that. So that was awesome to see that you guys actually picked up on that. And somebody said, Code with Ven said, Sonny, you bought a new headset. Yep, we have a new headset, a new mic. So it's going to be extra clear for you guys today. But we're going to go ahead and build this lovely basket item implementation here. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and build out the shopping basket itself. So let's go ahead and check out. So here, guys, we're going to call it the checkout product. Okay. So because we're inside the checkout page, so let's go ahead and call it a checkout product. So checkout product. Okay. And checkout product, and this is going to get rendered out however many times there is an item inside of our basket. So with that said, what we're going to do now is create that. So I'm going to go ahead and create a checkout product.
Right now we're creating like hard-coded products, right? Before we make dynamic products. Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. So basically we'll have something along the lines of like over here, how when we add some products, let me just zoom out a little bit, and we go here, and then it shows up like this, right? So we're essentially going to just hard code some of this stuff into our app that we're building.
Exactly. So right now we have got all of the products on the home screen are hard coded. We are going to show you guys at the end of today's build how to pull that information from Firebase. But for now, what we're doing is all of those hard-coded products in the front end. So when we had the homepage up, when you click Add to Basket, we should see that list of shopping basket items in this section right here. Okay. So I'm going to do checkoutproduct.js. So we should snap into that in just a second. So let's wait until that pops in. So you guys should see that we are now inside the checkout product. If I do RFCE, which is our lovely little snippets, and we're going to go ahead and set this class up. Or set this component up. So checkout product, and this is going to the BEM convention. I'm going to go ahead and do import checkout product from, import, it should be CSS right here. import checkoutproduct.css like so. Then we're going to create that corresponding CSS file. So I'm going to do checkoutproduct.css like that. And let's go ahead and see. And now we're inside that folder, inside that file, sorry. So we have everything set up that we need, okay? Now what we're going to do is jump inside of that checkout product and start producing it. So this is going to have a few things inside of it. So Kazi, let's go ahead and open up the deployed app. So the finished one.
Boom.
Yep, so the finished one. So you can see this finished one has a few things inside of it. It has an image, and then it has like an info section. And the info section contains the title, the price, the ratings, so the star ratings, and then a remove from basket button, okay? So we're going to go ahead and show you how to do the removing as well in today's build. So let's go ahead and fill this out. So first thing we're going to have is an image. So I'm going to, my snippets aren't working, so I'm going to say image, and this image is going to have a source, and the source is actually going to be the image that we pass through as a prop, because here this product is actually going to have some props that pass through, and in those props we're going to have an ID, an image, a title, a price, and a rating. Okay, so we've got these props, which are basically the same props that we have inside of app.js or inside of the homepage.
Yep.
So source is the image right here. And then what we're going to say is we have a...
Somebody just called you the grandpapa of React.
Yeah, it's upgraded from Papa React to Grandpapa from React.
Yeah. Damn.
I love it, dude.
I'm the great grandpa of Python now. Moving up
You
in
got
the
great-
world.
Exactly. It's a whole family over there. Your class name equals checkout product image. Let's go ahead and add a class name so that we can easily target afterwards for styling. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a div. And this div is going to be responsible for all of that text, price, rating, all of that stuff. So we're going to go ahead, create the div here. And this div is going to have a class name of checkout product. So it's going to be checkout product __ info. Oops, __ info. There we go. Now, this is going to have a p tag. So this p tag is going to be here. And this p tag will be the title itself. Okay, so this is going to be the title. And this title should have a class name. So we're going to use class names for this one. I like to mix it up to show you guys the different variations. So this one is going to be checkout product title. And then we're going to have the price itself.
So this styling over here, this styling for class name. Oh, hold on. So this one over here is going to be for that image right there.
Exactly.
And then this one over here is going to be for the info, which means the title, the money, and the ratings.
Yeah.
Got it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly that. That's exactly what we're going to do. And that it will actually include the button as well inside of that. Yeah.
Oh, so the info will have the button.
Yep, it will have the button as well.
Got it. Okay.
So then we're also going to have, so I'm going to create another p tag. And thank you, El Manana, for that donation.
Hey, damn. Thank you, guys. The donations are still coming in. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
How people are donating, by the way, is on YouTube. The ones who are watching on YouTube, there's a super chat button underneath the comments. They click on that, they click donate, and then they donate. So for everybody who's here watching it or donating, this is for you. All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm enjoying my DJ superpowers, bro.
It's so fun, dude. It's so fun. So we're going to have, for this p tag now, we are going to have a small tag. So a small tag.
Better be paying attention. I'm watching you. You think we're not watching you? We're watching you. Pay attention.
Exactly.
Learn. Build projects. We want you to get jobs. 5,000 people getting jobs. That's our goal. Okay?
110% effort, guys.
Let's go.
Nice. So inside the small tag, we're going to have the currency. So in this case, we're going to have a $sign. And then we're going to have a strong tag. So this is just an easy way of bolding out some text. So we're going to do strong tag, and it's going to pop in like so. And here I'm going to have the price. Okay. So this is going to be the
I
price.
love this comment, by the way. I want to just pop this up over here. And Priyanshu says, Kazi, hear me out. I can't appreciate you anymore, man. This entire challenge, which you guys are providing us with, seems to be such a great opportunity in such a crisis. Oh, I'm hiding some of the message. Can't appreciate you and the entire CP team anymore. You should pat your back. We will. for doing so much for people you don't even know. Just wanted to say, hold on, hey, here we go. Just wanted to take a moment to appreciate you guys. Love from India, pump for more. Let's keep it going. Damn, thank you so much, man. Super humbled. Really appreciate it.
Guys.
Wow. All right, let's get back.
Dope, dude. I love comments like that.
Yeah, makes my day. Makes our day, guys. This is why we do this. It's for you guys. So we appreciate when the energy is up. And for the people who are sometimes negative, we will just block you and kick you out because you're affecting the energy of other people. And we can't have that because this community needs to be positive and strong. And it goes two ways. One, you only keep the best and the highest quality people. Two, anybody that doesn't fall up to that standard, they're out of the group. And you get the best community.
Exactly, guys. And this sort of community only sort of like is fueled off of that optimism. So anyone with that negativity, get out of there.
Yeah.
Guys. Nice. So now we're going to have the checkout product rating. So this is going to be very similar to how we did it yesterday. So we're going to have a div with that inside of it. So there we go. And then we are going to have just the following code. So this is actually from yesterday's build, this snippet, and I'll explain it quickly. So I'm going to paste it in right here. And what we're doing here, guys, is we have an array. We have the rating. So this is going to be a number between like 1 to 5, for example. And then here what we do is we basically take that number. So say it's 5. We make an array of 5. We fill it. And then we basically just map through it. So we're basically mapping through that number. So if it's 5, it's going to map through 5 times. There's a little bit of a trick to doing that. And then basically it's going to render out 5 stars. Okay. So I saw a lot of people were able to get that working. So that's really cool. And I love seeing that. So with that said, we now have all of this stuff in place. We're going to add one more thing, which is a button. So I'm going to go ahead and
Sunny, question. How is it knowing to do 5 stars? I don't see 5 anywhere. So how does it know to loop and make 5 stars and not 8?
So good question. And firstly, I want to say thank you to Rafael Estrada. Dropped a $5 donation.
Oh, damn. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. That's huge.
Yeah, massive, dude. Thank you. And to answer your question, bro, so here we have 1 star, right? But what we're doing is for the rating, let's say, imagine you passed in like a value of 5.
Oh,
right?
that's it. Okay, so that's I.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
So actually, you can actually ignore this part right here. Yeah. So
Okay.
you could actually go ahead and maybe get rid of that and it would still work, right? So this was a bit of a hack what we're doing right now. So what we're saying is,
it creates an array of 5.
Yeah, and then it maps through it 5 times. We don't actually need the index or anything, so it just maps through it 5 times.
So array takes in an input and basically it creates an empty array in the start of like 5 what? Like 5 undefined?
It's like an array of size 5.
Size 5, got it. Okay.
And it fills it with like an empty value for each one. Yep. So maybe it fills it with a null.
Yeah, like a null. Exactly, that makes sense. And then you just map it to every single value that's there and you just put a star there.
Yep, exactly.
Nice, dope. Okay.
For anyone that did want the index, what I did is I did this. So I basically had it previously as underscore. The convention here is if you don't care about what's in the first parameter, you just put an underscore in there and then you put an I, right?
Got it. Okay.
Guys. Okay, so now the next thing is we're going to have a button which says remove from basket. Okay, save it. And what we're going to do is inside of checkout here, I'm actually going to go ahead and render out a product. So here, I don't just want to render some random products. Okay, I actually want to render out the basket itself. So what we could do is, remember guys, to pull a item from the basket, we have that beautiful little bit of code which uses that use state value hook. And this pulls the basket from, remember, if we don't need the dispatch, we don't actually need to include it here. But sometimes it's that pattern recognition of seeing it, which is going to help you guys learn. Whoa, dude. Arturo Jose Reyes Marcano just dropped a huge...
Whoa, damn.
Thank you so much, dude.
Holy crap, bro. Let's go. Arturo coming in clutch. The $25 donation. Thank you so much. Yo, what is this?
Leonardo Shunkan, love the style, the energy, and the content. Saludos from Costa Rica.
We just got 5 million, 5,000. Holy crap. Thank you so much, Leonardo. It says, love the style, the energy, and the content. Saludos. Guys, thank you guys so much for that love and appreciation. We're going to keep going. And today we also came up with a dope idea of
Yeah.
doing something new, which we had never thought about previously, which is we want to actually have breakout rooms. What is this static I always get whenever I switch to this? When I switch to this angle, it always gives me whatever. I think people will be fine.
Yeah.
So we want to do like a breakout room afterwards, kind of like how when you go to an actual live conference. So Sunny and I were like, well, how cool would it be that after the challenge, if we literally were like in a Zoom call where you and I and Sunny and you can speak and we can help you. We can talk about freelancing. Sunny can talk about React. I think that could be really, really cool. If you actually like that idea, do let us know because it's something we haven't ever done before.
Exactly, dude. Okay. There might have been a phone near the mic, by the way.
No, every time I switch to this angle, that noise starts. But when I go back to this screen, it dies. So it's something weird happening, which I don't know what's happening, but that's fine.
Okay. But guys, yeah, let us know what you think about the breakout room session because we were super excited about that idea. And I think it could be huge. And it basically changes the challenge into a digital conference, which is insane. Right?
Yes, literally. It will be like an actual conference, almost like real life. People are saying a breakout room would be awesome. Mike says that. Raphael says that could be awesome. It's an awesome idea. Love it. Dope.
Athava says, I want to talk sometimes though. So yes, in a breakout room, you will be able to talk through a Zoom chat. So it would be awesome.
Hey, and then Gabi actually says, she goes, thanks a lot, Rafik Kazi. I'm super motivated to land a developer job and improve my life. Love your energy, your style, and passion. Listen, Kazi, or read. I will be one of the 5,000 developers to get that job. Damn.
Love that energy.
Let's go. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
So here, guys, we're going to say basket.map. And then for every single item in the basket, we want to return a checkout product. Okay, so we're going to say checkout product like so. And this is going to take a bunch of props like we discussed earlier. And those props are going to be simply the item contents. Okay, so I'm just going to pop in a snippet here to save a bit of time. Here, we're going to go ahead and do the following. So here we're saying the ID is the item ID. So it's this item ID. Title is item title. Image is item image and so forth. And this means that when we add a item to our basket, it will map through it. And if we've done it correctly, should show it inside of the checkout page, okay, in the form of the checkout product. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and go to the Amazon. Let's click Amazon link.
Oh, this is the actual one we have. Do you want me to go to the deployed one?
No, the one that we have. Okay, yeah, so it says use state value needs to be imported. Yes, that's a good shout. So we need to go ahead and do that. Use state value. And then we are going to go ahead and also import the checkout product. So let's go ahead and do that. So import checkout product. Save. Hey, I can see my girlfriend's moderating the chat. She's going crazy, dude.
Yeah.
She blocked someone.
Perfect. Just keep blocking. Yeah.
Let's click on the Amazon logo now. So it should get rid of that issue for us. And let's add some items to the basket.
All right, so I'm going to add, I don't know, man. I'm feeling like getting this monitor today. I'm going to get 2 of them. Should be good for the team.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So we can see that the 2 items have popped up inside the shopping basket, okay?
Yep.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and style that. So we're going to go over to checkoutproduct.css. And just for a quick comparison, here, guys, in checkoutproduct.js, we gave everything some appropriate class names so that we could come in.
Rating. Are we going to throw it in like a flex box? Is that what we're about to do with it?
We are going to throw in a flex
box. And
so
are we going to do something along the lines of align items?
Yeah, actually, for this one, we're not going to align centrally because I'll show you why. So if we go to the deployed version quickly.
All right, we will. But I'm just going to map out what we're going to do. So, guys, we're going to take it from this like vertical thing, and we're going to turn it into, so it's just horizontal like this with stars. That's the goal. All right, let's go to this deployed one. Yeah.
Yep. And then you can see now. So it's going to be subtle, but basically on the second product row, can you see how the image is actually sort of aligned to that text on the top? If we did align item center, the image is going to be centered with the next container. We don't want that.
I see what you're saying. So it's actually aligned to the top of the text, right?
Exactly.
Okay. But if we did a line to the center, instead of this image being here, it would be more like starting from here to here or something.
Yeah, and it kind of looks strange, which is why. Oh, damn. Jonathan Nagunda says, I just landed a client for $1,550
Where?
and I'm only 13. Holy crap.
Where? He said that on YouTube or what?
Yeah, that's on YouTube.
Damn. These are the wins we're talking about.
That's what
That's sick. Look at that. I just landed a client for $1,500 and I'm only 13. Guys. That's massive. It's possible for all of you guys. Age doesn't matter. A lot of people make that a thing that it's your age and I'm too old, I'm too young. None of that, guys. No excuses. You can do this. I was about to fix my glasses and I realized that my girlfriend crushed my glasses yesterday and I don't have any of them on my face.
Oh no, they're out now.
Yeah, but it's okay. I can still see.
Oh man. All right. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and
smash the like button for my broken glasses, guys.
We missed the smoothest chance there, dude.
Just like sad face, like guys, my glasses. But okay, let's get back before get people.
Right. So now we're gonna go to the Checkoutproduct Css.
Yeah.
And then in here we're gonna basically go ahead and do Checkoutproduct. And then we're going to say display flex. And then as soon as we save this now, so Kazi, good point. Before I hit save on this, go to Amazon, add some products, and then let's go back to the screen because we want to show some hot reloading so it dynamically updates.
All right. What's up with these stars? All right.
There we go.
All right. There we go.
Okay. So you can see now that it actually isn't display flex. So if I go ahead and do save, so it is display flex now because it auto saved. Yeah, but I'm going to do a margin top and margin bottom. So margin top and margin bottom of 20 pixels.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and chuck that in right here. Boom. Do that. And then we should see, oh, damn it, we should see a gap. Okay, so this is going to be an annoying issue now where it's going to basically go ahead. And what we can do is when you're doing this kind of stuff, guys, I'm going to show you a little trick, okay? So when it does some hot reloading like this, and you don't want to keep on doing the same sort of thing where you want to have to add a product, go ahead and add a static product. Okay, so here we're going to add a title of just saying this is a test. Yep, this is a test. This is a test. And then here for the image, we'll go ahead and find an image real quick after this. So I'm just going to use this. I'll go ahead and find an image in a sec. For the price, we just go ahead and chuck in something like $199.99. And for the rating, let's go ahead and do 5. So I'm going to quickly find an image. Let's just do the lean startup. Boom. Let's go ahead and find that image. Go to images, grab that and paste. This is a little hack for you guys in case you found yourself in this problem. So just pop it in like that. And that will save you a bit of time now. So when it loads up, we'll already have some static data on that screen. So Kazi, if you just hit refresh on the right hand side.
You got it, bro.
Nice. Now we can see that everything pops up there. Okay. This is a test, and let's just add in like a bunch of text. Let's say Lauren Lipsum or something. And then let's just copy that a few times so we can actually stress this thing out a little bit. Let's go ahead and space this out. Okay. So save that. And now you can see we've got some sort of dummy information. And then what I like to do is I like to copy this out like twice. So then that way, when we're styling it, we don't have to keep going back and forth. And just what we'll do is we'll come back and we'll delete these afterwards, and then it will work as expected. Okay. So back to checkout product. Now what we can do is we can say target the checkout product underscore. Go ahead and get rid of this underscore the info. So that container. I want to give this one a padding left of 20 pixels. So what we should see here is when I do this, 20 pixels padding left. It pushed the info text away a little bit. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is add some button styling. So I'm going to go ahead and target the info, but the button inside of it, and then apply the following styles. So this is the snippet that we need to go ahead and apply. You can see it has a background of orange, a border 1 pixel solid, a margin top of 10 pixels, a border color, and this is a nice little gradient and black color. Now, when we do that, we get this lovely Amazon looking button. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is target that image. That image is way too big right now. So we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen. So to do that, this snippet right here. So we're going to have the checkout
Omer
product.
asks, can we use BEM with Sass as well? Just give a rapid fire answer so we can get back to it.
No need to use BEM with Sass. The reason being is because we don't, I mean, it's just keeping it simple. No reason to use BEM with Sass. Either use BEM or stick with Sass.
So some questions I'll throw in like that just to engage with everybody in chat. I'm actually, guys, I'm looking at the entire chat and I'm like talking to you. So everything you're writing in the Facebook chat, I'm responding to it. And some of your questions, I'll give it to Sunny or and we'll just rapid fire it so we can get back to the coding.
Exactly, guys. Exactly. And also, I just want to say, Kumar said, some of the concept is hard to get, but I'll complete this challenge. It doesn't matter how much time it takes. After the session, I'll watch some YouTube videos for these concepts. That's what we're talking about, guys. Doesn't matter if you understand it right now. Just rewatch the video, pair it up with some tutorials online. And guys, just get to like that persistence will take you so far. Awesome. All right. So next, what we're going to do is those stars right now. Okay, those stars right now are actually sort of stacked on top of each other. We want them to be next to each other. So in order to fix that, what we can do is we can just go ahead and do this. Go ahead and say checkout product rating display flex, and that will actually go ahead and it puts everything in a row by default, which makes it super clean because you've got the stars next to each other now. Next thing we're going to do is target the title. So let's go ahead and go here. And we're just going to go ahead and pop in this. So we're going to say checkout product. So for some reason our printer isn't working. So let's go ahead and do this and this. And we're going to do font size of 17 pixels, font weight of 800. So that changes the style very nicely. And I'm also going to target the button inside of the checkout product info. And we're going to change the background color to none. So that shouldn't, at this point, we don't actually need that bit. That was a mistake. Get rid of that. Okay. With that said, we actually have that completed really nicely. So that was actually really slick, really smooth. So what we can do now is go ahead and go to our checkout and go to our checkout and delete this static information because we're done with the styling. So what we're going to do now is we're going to test that everything works inside of our basket. Okay. So Kazi, what I need you to do now is go ahead and go to the Amazon logo. So click the Amazon logo.
Yep. Boom.
Add some products to the basket.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I got my Amazon Echo, Lean Startup, and a Kenwood. The thing that my mom has for flour.
Nice. I've actually got that machine.
Oh yeah, you use it.
That's it, dude. Make some clean roti, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, my mom uses that for that.
Yeah. So now you can see the products render out perfectly. Okay. So we've got everything as we need it. I saw a really good question here from Amog Tripathi. He says, Sunny, can we do one project with class-based approach? React was hard for me to understand, but we made it simple and easy. So we do a lot of that kind of stuff where we compare class-based first functional inside a Profit with JavaScript. So it's just something to consider. We do all of those questions, comparisons, all that stuff inside the course.
Dope.
Okay. Now we have the products rendering out. So everything works as we expect. Now we're going to go hook up that remove from basket button. Okay. So the remove from basket, when we click it, we're going to do an on click. So we're going to do an on click and we're going to say remove from basket. And this is a function which doesn't exist yet. So we need to write it. So we're going to say const remove from basket. This takes nothing as a parameter. And it just opens up here. So what we need to do now is go to our checkoutproduct.js. And here, what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to basically go ahead and remove the item from the basket. Right? Now, the basket itself is actually, so in order to manipulate the basket, we need to go ahead and pull in our magic snippet of code, which is this one. This is the one that we use to pull information or change information with the dispatch. Right. Then what we need to do is go ahead and import this. Otherwise, our code is going to cry and freak out. So now what we need to do is if we ever need to manipulate the basket, remember, guys, we need to dispatch something called an action into the reducer, so into the store. And then we need to go ahead and pick it up here. So we had the add to basket. So what we're actually going to do is add something called a remove to basket, okay? And what we're going to do is here, we're going to go ahead and say dispatch. Right, so we're going to dispatch an action, and the type of the action. So team 2KD says, why are we repeating the Amazon clone? We're actually not repeating. We're actually building on top of it. So yes, we're up to this point we're building, but tomorrow we're actually going to be adding full payment support from Stripe. So that was not done previously.
Yep, the payment support and the Stripe functionality, that's going to be brand new. I'm just fixing the audio on my end. Now it should be perfect everywhere. Dope.
So then what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and do type, and then we're going to go ahead and say remove from basket. So we're going to dispatch it an action with this type attached to it. And we need to pass along the items ID. The reason why we need the items ID is because we're going to use that to actually go ahead and find the ID in the basket and remove that product once. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we are going to go into our reducer. And then in here, because we need to actually listen to this action, so we need to go ahead and say case, remove, this one's going to be remove from basket. So it's going to be remove from basket. And then we need to do something here, right? Now, what do we do here in order to be able to remove an item from the basket? So this is a interesting situation that we find ourselves in. And this is, so Future Code actually just dropped another $5 donation. She goes, sorry about my homework, working super hard for tech interview, whilst also doing the Amazon build, but still wanted to submit something and show progress. Oh, I think she meant the screenshot that she submitted.
What's up?
I think she meant the screenshot that she submitted. So Future Code actually donated $5.
Oh, nice. Oh, sick. Thank you.
Yes, she said, sorry about the homework, working super hard for a tech interview. So she has a tech interview on Friday.
Nice.
And she goes, whilst also doing the Amazon build, I just wanted to show that I was making some kind of progress. So that's awesome. Thank you for the donation, Elizabeth.
That's epic. And the code looked clean, by the way. When I looked at it, I was like, that's crisp.
Yeah, exactly. Super, super nice. Now, okay, this is a good point. So somebody actually went ahead and added a snippet of code, right? And I'm going to show you. So somebody did this, but I'm going to show you the problem if you do it this way, guys, okay? So somebody went ahead and added this snippet in. So they actually wrote return, and then they added this in, okay? Now, this is an answer which I'm assuming a lot of you would have got to. And what we're saying here is return whatever the state, whatever the store looked like previously, but change the basket. So let's go ahead and drop this online so we can see this. But change the basket, and then they're saying filter out the item ID from the action, and this is going to be action ID, I guess. And so filter out anything where the item is matching the action ID. Now, it seems like it would work, right? But so some people said today my voice isn't that clear, Sonny. It's actually going to be more clearer, I think, today. But maybe the gain isn't correct, Kazi. Just double check that.
No, you sound really good, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So what we're gonna do now is let's go. I'll show you the problem with this way. Okay. So this does work, but I'll show you this. There's a big downside to this. So let's save it and let's go to the Amazon build right now and go to Amazon itself. So click on the Amazon link. Now, what you want to do is click on, for example, let's add like 3 of the lean startups and 1 watch, right? Add 3 of the lean startups and 1 watch. Now, let's go to the basket. Don't press anything just yet inside in this next bit, okay? So what we're going to do here is when we click remove from basket, what we should see now is it only removes 1 of those lean startup books, right? But because in the code, what we're saying is filter out all the items where the ID matches the action ID. Then what we're going to do is it's actually going to go ahead and remove all of them. So go ahead and click that. So go ahead and click
remove from basket.
Yeah.
Ooh.
See what it did? Right? Yeah. That's wrong, guys, because it removes everything. Right? It removes everything, and that's not what we want to do. So,
but hold on, aren't you looking up the specific item ID? And doesn't every Oh, so every single item with that ID of that book, it'll delete it.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't want to do that, right? So
Mm,
you see, because you click remove from basket and it kind of went through and it just stripped out all of those books.
right. Let me do that again. So how do you take care of that?
Right. So to fix that, we have to break down the problem. And here is what we do, guys. So let's go ahead and actually
Should
get
we
rid of
use
the
the
code.
index instead of the ID?
Yeah, so we have to firstly find the index of which you're trying to delete, right? So this is how we do that, right? So firstly we say const, and here we're going to say the index. And what we do here is we get the state, we get the basket, and we use this find index function, right? Now what this is doing is it's going through all of the basket items, and it says, does any of the basket items match the action ID that I passed in? Right? Now this only finds the first one and it returns it to you. So it will find the first match, and it will return it to you. So it won't find all of them, it'll find the first one and return it to you. And then what we're going to do is we are going to copy. So we're going to say let new basket. So we're going to copy the basket. I'm going to copy the basket into a temporary variable. So we're going to say copy whatever the state.basket currently had. So now we've got a copy of it inside of new basket. And then what we're going to say is if the index actually is greater than 0, so if index is greater than or equal to 0, then it meant that it actually found an item inside the basket, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do something. So if it found it, then great. Otherwise, what we're going to say is we're going to do console.warn. So console.warn.
I love this. DevRoy says, Kazi sounds like the interviewer. I think that's perfect. That can always be the person who's like interviewing.
Exactly. Yeah. Here we're going to say console.warn can't remove product, and it's going to have the ID of the product as it's not in the basket. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, so some people are saying just use different IDs. So it depends how an e-commerce site is built up. So some e-commerce sites, every product might have the same ID. So you need to know how to just delete one, right? So here what we're going to do is we're going to say new basket, right? New basket.
I gotta say that this is probably one of my favorite comments ever to see. William goes, I assure you, history will remember you guys. Thanks again.
That's
Damn.
awesome, dude. That's what actually me and Gazi were saying. We're
We want to
building
yeah.
legacy.
I remember talking to Sunny and I was like, literally, it's more than anything, like we just want to go down in the history books, like more than anything. Like it should be like one of those things where our goal is that clever programmer just provided more value to the developer world than anybody ever in the world. And
Exactly.
if we can achieve that, then that's an amazing goal for us.
Yeah, that would be like game changer. That's exactly what we're fighting for. That's why we have that 5,000 go, guys, and we're reaching that pretty quick actually. Like we see loads of jobs coming in, and if you do get a job, definitely let us know.
Miriam says, I love that Kazi asks questions and points at important things. It's useful for a beginner. Yeah, so I am a Python Django developer. Sunny is an incredible React and JavaScript developer. This is a different world for me, but I am enjoying JavaScript. I'm picking up React, and it's like mind blowing how fast you can do things. So when I have questions, I will just ask them. And I hope that it also brings you value along the way, because maybe if something isn't making sense to me, or maybe if his explanation to me, it makes something click for you, then that's fantastic.
Exactly, guys. And it actually helps out that Kazi is also learning, because he's able to point out the things which you guys might be get stuck in as well that I might overlook. So it's a really good.
God, I love you guys. I just want to say I love you guys. I'm looking at the messages and that shit is almost making me emotional. Like thank you guys. That's huge.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like it's actually insane. Thank you.
Crazy. Now, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to say if the index was greater than 0, then it found the ID. Now, I know some people are saying if I click the second item with the same thing, it's going to take it off. But we're keeping it beginner friendly, guys. So that's why we're doing this way. We're going to say new basket splice. And then what we do is we say pass the index and then splice it by 1. Well, what this is doing is it's going to the point at which inside the basket that item was. It's basically just cutting it by 1. right? So it's basically chopping it off by 1 inside that array. So what this does is it means that the new basket now actually goes ahead and it looks a little bit different, okay? So what we can do then is we can then say that and then what we can do is we can go back down here and we can say, we can say return. We can say return the current state. So I'm going to drop this and then I'll return the current state. And also the basket is going to now be the new basket that we just modified. Okay, so that's how we do it. Save this and let's go ahead and double check this right now. So guys, let's go to the Amazon. Let's go to the home page.
Let's do it. So boom.
Yep. And let's go ahead and add a few of the same products in.
Man, I'm gonna have to go with a few different products here. I like my iPad Pros, Amazon. I already have the Lean Startup book, you know, so
Hey.
I think, all right, good with this. If I remove,
Nice.
wait, did it do it right? Hold on.
Yep.
I don't believe you, Sonny. Let me try it again. All right, okay.
See that, guys?
All right.
Each element.
Hey, sick. Okay, beautiful.
Nice. So this is the sort of beginner way. Yes, there are some caveats even to this approach, but we're keeping it very, very user friendly, beginner friendly when we're doing this.
So hold up. Let me just clarify this. So if so I click here, right? Now let's just go through this process kind of visually. So I don't like these items. I got give me. I'm just gonna pick like some unique items. All right. So here, now if I click this iPad, is it in position 2 in the array?
Yep.
Okay. So this is 0. Okay, hold on. All right. So this is position 0. This is 1, and this is 2. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
So when I click remove from basket, it index is 2.
Yep.
Dope. All right. And then basically, where is the line that basically says to go remove it? Is this the splice line?
Yeah. So what we did is we actually copied the current basket content. So we had like a copy of it inside of this variable new basket. And then what we said is go to the new basket and splice at 0.2. So basically cut out that element.
Okay. So, hold on. So if I got this array right here, right?
Yep.
And I got this guy there, and I got this guy there, and I got this guy right here, right?
Yep.
So your line of code, what it's saying is instead of making this entire thing the array, make only these 2 things the array.
Exactly. It's saying go to the final element and cut it 1.
Oh, you know, like I understood what slice did.
Yeah.
But like I think this is the first time I'm seeing like, okay, this is actually exactly what it does. That's sick.
Yeah, and
Nice.
even if you chose like a middle point, for example, if we spliced out the item at position 1, what it does is it goes to that middle point, cuts out that item, and then you've only got 0 and the thing that was in 2 now in 1.
Got it. Okay. Nice.
See?
This is sick. So, okay, it gets rid of it. So, I just want to play out one more. So, what happens if I remove this? So, then how does it work? So
now it's going to go to the middle element.
So, it's going to go to this middle element. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to go to that one and cut it by 1, which means that now all we have. So, imagine like it's got that element. It won't have the middle element anymore.
Won't.
Yep. And then it will have the next elements. Now we have 2 elements in the array, and it's the first and third one, and the middle one will be gone.
Okay, so the new array is just going to be made up of like, say, this element here and that element. Exactly. And the lean startup is gone. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Nice.
Now I see a lot of people saying this does not remove this exact item. It only removes the first one with the ID. Yes, this solution does.
Priyanshu says such a simple explanation of something so complex. Thanks, guys. Ujawal says amazingly explained. Yes, Sunny, that was like you gave a great explanation for that. I found. Yeah. I
think the visual breakdown is awesome as well. Yeah, I think that helps a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, this will only go and find the first one and then delete it. So if you had like a few things and you tried to delete the third one, yes, it will go ahead and change it slightly in a way that we don't expect. But it's completely fine for this kind of build, guys. It's completely fine.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, dope.
Awesome comment.
Let's keep going.
Nice.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Okay, so with that said, now we are going to go ahead and we've got the remove from basket functionality complete. So the next thing, guys, is we are at this point, we essentially recap the homework. We built out the remainder of yesterday's build. And at this point, we are at the point where we can actually go ahead and build the authentication. So let's get excited, get pumped up, and we are going to go ahead and build the login page right now.
The authentication, normally it's everybody's nightmare. But with Firebase and the way that Sunny has prepared for you guys, it's actually going to be one of your favorite things. So I'm excited. Let's do it.
It's awesome, man. With Firebase, it makes it so simple. So the first thing we need to do is actually have a login page, right? So let's go back to our app.js. And here we had our router. So we had React router rendering things. And we're going to create a route now called the login route, okay? So we're going to go ahead and create a login route. So this one's going to be login. And this is basically just going to say, like, just to demonstrate this is actually rendering out the login, I'm going to go ahead and say login page. And then what we're going to do is we are going to go to our header. And we are going to go to where it said sign in. Let's go to our header where it said sign in. We're actually going to make the sign in button.
Maybe I should add to the top what we're working on, kind of like we do on when we're doing the live streams. I think it's helpful.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we working on?
Now we are working on building the login page.
Okay. Dope. So let's make sure we show that up here. Beautiful. Yep. So now everybody could see that. Sick. All right. Got it.
Okay, awesome.
And so when we say that page, let's also go to that page and show them. So when you said the login page, it's when I click sign in and it's this page specifically.
Exactly. We're going to build all of that and the logic around it.
Sick. So this is what we're about to build, you guys. Get ready.
Exactly. Get pumped up, guys, because this is going to be a fun part of the build because this is actually mind-blowing when you see how it works and how simple
it is. Are we building the front end right now? So maybe right now I shouldn't talk about user authentication, yeah?
Yeah, we're going to do let's build the front end first, and then we'll do the authentication portion.
Okay, so I'll call this build the front end.
Yeah, build the front end for the login page.
Login page, yep. Beautiful.
Yep. Okay, so now what we're going to do is where we have the sign in, we are going to go ahead and where we have this header option, we're going to surround this inside of a link. Okay, so it's going to surround it inside of a link. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this, and this is going to be surrounding the actual option. So like so.
Yep.
Yep. And then this link is going to say, it's going to take us to the login page. So this goes to /login, like so. Okay. Now what will happen is, let's go to our local host.
Okay.
Yep. And now what I want to do is, if you click on that sign in
yep.
button, hey, there we go. Takes us to a login page.
Yep.
Yep. Now what we can see is that the header is included with that, right? So we don't actually want to include the header at this point. So in order
so like this one, we don't have the header here.
Yeah. So we don't have the header. So this is an issue when we actually have the header outside of our route. So what we're going to need to do to fix this is I'm just going to get rid of the header in the global level and put it in only at these two levels here. So only when we have the checkout or the home page, we can go ahead and get rid of that code, save it. And then we should be able to see now that it just says login page, okay? Perfect. So now let's go ahead and build out the login page. So the login page is going to have a few things. It's going to have it's going to have an Amazon logo at the top. So let's go ahead and build. Oh, so first we need to actually build the login component. So We're going to replace this with something called login. We need to create that file. So we're going to create a new file called login.js.
Shout out to Milind, and he goes, "Yo, this is the best way to spend a birthday." That's awesome.
Hey, that's insane, dude.
Happy
Love
birthday.
that.
That's
Happy birthday, dude.
Wow.
RFCE. There we go. And then here we're going to do div class name equals, and then here I'm going to say login. Okay, so login. There we go. And here I'm going to go ahead and do import login.css. And as always, guys, we're going to create the login.css file. So we should pop into that in just a sec. There we go. And now we are going to go ahead and build out the login page. So the first thing is we're going to have an image. Okay, so we're going to have an image like so. And this one is going to have a source, and this source is going to be the Amazon logo. So I've gone ahead and grabbed an Amazon logo from Google. This one right here. We got a lovely donation from Ramel Urbe. Thank you so much, dude. He says, how to add user authentication with Google or email or Firebase user collection. So very good question.
1 second. So what happened is...
What happened?
Damn. We're still live on YouTube. So what's up, YouTube? But unfortunately, I think we just got off Facebook, and it's not even internet connection actually this time. It's something else. So we'll try to get that back up and running. You know, just enjoy the stream for a second.
Yeah. So guys, I will answer some questions in the meantime. So it said Facebook died. If you were on Facebook, I mean, I guess it's not going to reach them now, but just like go over to YouTube. We render on both, we stream on both platforms for this one reason. And I can see the number is actually coming back up. So that's actually pretty awesome to see you guys are actually making your way over from YouTube. So in case anyone has joined from that Facebook stream, welcome. And we're going to be carrying on the stream in just a second. Give some time for those people who got disconnected to actually reach over to the YouTube stream instead. Okay, so a few people said, yeah. So we actually see that number coming back up. So this is awesome, guys. Thank you for showing that willpower. And I know whenever these things happen, that we're going to conquer it, we're going to overcome it, and we'll get through this sort of stuff. Awesome.
All right. So let's see.
Yep.
I'm going to go to the Facebook group, the 5-day React challenge. Is the stream down or are we back live? It says live now. Back. Somebody says back. Hey, are we back? I can't believe it if we're back. Back. Let's go!
Hey.
And on the same stream. Let's go. Hey, here we go.
Get that energy back out, guys.
Let's get it going, baby. We ain't going down. Facebook can't take us down.
Exactly, guys. Let's go.
Nas coming in for the trail mix.
So
all
that's
right.
awesome, guys.
Wait,
let's
hold on.
Carry on strong.
It's done again?
Damn it.
Fuck. We're still live on YouTube, but why? Why does this keep happening?
I think what we'll do is let's drop a link to the YouTube in the Facebook chat, dude, and that will save everyone. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. So guys, inside the comments, maybe inside of Facebook, if you guys can all help out by going to the Facebook group chat and just drop that in the comments, and that will actually go ahead and help the people at Facebook reach over to the YouTube link. I think that will help a lot of people out.
Yeah, and maybe even in Slack channel to let them know about this. But I mean, do we end the stream and start it again?
No, let's keep the stream. We still have 900. We still have 1,000 people on YouTube, dude.
I know, but we have 0 people on the Facebook group. So, and we mainly, you know, like, I think, I don't know. I feel like we should really.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it. If everyone's watching right now, we could go ahead and pause the stream here and restart it again as day 2. What do you think?
feel like that's.
I would say maybe drop the link in Facebook.
I mean, what do you guys think? Like, what's the best thing that we should do right now? Don't end. Facebook is not working.
Yes, a lot of people are saying send people from Facebook to here.
They're saying no, don't end it. Okay, we have joined on YouTube. No worries. Are you guys coming in from Facebook right now? If I start to see a bunch of people coming in from Facebook, we will just keep this one running. But if we're not, then we're gonna go back because
Yeah, and what we could do maybe is inside the Facebook group afterwards, link the YouTube video as a post, so they have the entire thing.
Okay, don't end, don't drop Facebook. Okay. All right.
So a lot of people are here from Facebook.
Okay. All right. Let's keep on going. All right. Hey. All right, guys. We'll keep going. They're like, yes. Okay. Let's keep this thing going. All right, guys. With that said, we're going to pretty much jump right back into the coding, so there's no more downtime for you guys.
Exactly. So here we have the image dropping right here. So we have we're going to save it. And what does it say? Login is not defined. Okay, so in app.js, we need to go ahead and import the login component. So I'm going to go ahead and do the following. Do this, login. There we go. Save the file. We should see now if we have login.js, it should be, there we go. So we get that huge Amazon logo, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and give that a class name. So here inside of image, I'm going to go ahead and drop that down, give it a class name of login logo, okay? Like this, and I'm going to go ahead and just push this a little bit forward, like so. And now we've got this lovely image right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to make this a link. So this is actually going to be clickable, and it's going to take you back to the home page. Okay, so it's going to be a link, and it's going to take you back to the home page. And then we're going to go ahead and close up that link over here. So
dude, and it was for the worst reason, dude. It was like, like, it just breaks my heart. It was like Facebook thought that I was not me, and it just blocked me. And then I had to like recreate a password.
Really?
Like literally was like, oh, I don't think it's you. Like it just blocked. And it's like,
that's so annoying, dude.
Like literally things that have never happened before, ever. Like since the start of, we've done how many live streams? We've done like 40 live streams in the last like month or a month and a half. And none of these errors have ever happened. It's just the most bizarre freaking thing I've ever experienced.
Exactly. Even yesterday, like we had the internet issues. Like, guys, it happens when we just go live on these bigger challenges for some reason. Like, it's crazy, guys.
It's like the most frustrating experience because we're doing this for the people, and then it goes down and it just puts friction. And now somebody who was probably going to change their career forever and become a developer, now they literally don't get to see the video, and they don't get to become a developer. They just drop out. They're just like, hey, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do the challenge anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. Super annoying, guys. Right. But we can see that number coming up on the positive note. So a lot of you guys have made it over.
Yeah.
And we can see we're actually climbing back up to that original number again. So that's awesome.
Right. Yeah. It's increasing now. Yeah. Somebody's like, please play the sad music. Rip Facebook live stream. We're now here. But now we're back. We're back live.
Nice. Right. So what we're going to do now is we have that link. Okay. So the link we need to go ahead and import from a React router DOM. So I'm going to go ahead and import that. We're going to use this later, but I'm going to go ahead and pop that up now.
Yeah.
So with that said, this is going to be linked to equals. There we go. So
Amanat was like, Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos are all jealous.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, guys, they are, dude. Let's save this. And now if we click the Amazon picture, Kazi, it should take us back to the homepage.
Mark is threatened by Kazi. All right. So, okay, I'll click. Okay. So I click that button. Yep. Nice.
Okay. that takes us back. So if we click the logo, so let's go back into the sign-in page.
Hey, are we gonna throw object fit on this bad boy?
We are gonna throw object fit on that. So we're gonna go ahead and quickly fix that because right now it's very hard to see anything else with that huge logo in there. So I'm gonna apply the following styles to this. So we're gonna target the login logo, and we're gonna say margin top of 20 pixels, margin bottom of 20 pixels, object fit contain, and this keeps the aspect ratio whenever we're resizing, and we're saying width of 100 pixels, and then margin right and margin left of auto. Okay,
dope.
So that's gonna be the first one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to target the login container. So I'm going to go ahead, go back and do login. So like this, login, target it, and we're going to say display flex. So display flex, like so. I'm going to do flex direction column. So flex direction column, like so. And then I'm going to say align items in the center, align items center, save it. And this actually pulls everything into the center. We're going to give the height 100 view height. So height 100 view height, like so. And we're also going to give it a background color of white. And the reason why we're going to do that is because actually we can keep that covered for now. I'm going to add it in anyway, because it might have been a reason afterwards, but we can delete that afterwards if it doesn't work. Okay. So now we have the Amazon logo at the top. And what we're going to do next is go ahead and go back over to our login. And here now we have, after the link, we're going to have a container called the login container. Okay, so we're going to create a div. It's going to be div. It's going to have a class name. So div class name of login container. So login __ container, like that. And then this one is going to contain all of the user inputs, so the email, the password, all that stuff that we saw before. It's going to have a H1, and inside this H1 it's going to say sign in. So it's going to say sign in, and then we're also going to have a H5 which says email. Okay, so actually no, firstly we're going to have a form. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a form. This is going to be where everything sits inside of. So we're going to have a form, and then here we're going to have an H1, an H5.
And guys, for anybody that gets lost or anything like that, don't worry. Keep coding for now, but I just want to let you know that we are going to have this repository, so you can actually go and download the code and be good to go. So at the end of day 2, we're going to push our code here, so have everything updated. But don't use that as an excuse to just be lazy and not actually code.
Exactly, guys. Exactly. So make sure you do give it a full attempt at coding it yourself, and you'll get the most value. But we will be sharing the code for you guys afterwards. So here's going to say email, so, and then we're going to have a input. So it's going to have an input here, and this input, guys, is going to have a type of text. So by default, it's actually text, but we're going to write anyway. So type of text, like this. And then we're also going to say, we'll set this up afterwards. So we're going to have one, which is an email. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go ahead.
And real quick, Sunny, I'm going to actually go live on Facebook just for a little bit and let them know that we're on YouTube. Okay.
Okay. Dope. So here now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and have the password like so. And here we have the type is going to be not text, but password. Now, guys, I want you to pay very close attention to this right here, because if we change the type to become password, what happens then is that the field, as you type in, it's going to basically come up as like that sort of asterisk. It's not going to show your password, your characters. So very important thing. You don't want your password to be in clear text, okay? Really don't want that for obvious reasons. So we're going to make sure that that happens like that. Then we're going to have a button. So let's go ahead and have a button like so. This button will say sign in. Okay, so we're going to have a button which says sign in like this, right? So we have the button. And then also, just as a nice little finishing touch, right? Underneath all of this form, we're going to have a P tag, which says, by signing in, you agree to Amazon's conditions of use and sell, blah, blah. And this is what Amazon said. Well, but we're going to change it. So Amazon's to the Amazon fake clone conditions of use and sale. Please see our privacy notice, our cookies, and blah, 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 right? So this is like something that comes from Amazon itself. So if we go ahead and save this, we should be able to see on the right hand side once it reloads. But Kazi is currently finishing that live. So what we can see is it's going to have a p tag with this finishing stuff right here. Now, there we go. What we're going to have next is a button underneath. And this button is going to be, say you didn't have an account, right? Let's say you didn't have an account. You want to basically have a button which says not to sign in, but to create your Amazon account. So create your Amazon account like this. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is create your Amazon account like so. Create your Amazon account here as well. And then we are going to give the following. We're going to need to give a bunch of stuff some class names so that we can come to style it. So for this button, I'm going to give a class name of login sign in button. Okay, so this one's going to be login sign in button. And for this one, it's going to be a class name of login register button. Okay, login register button like this. And I can see that number is coming up, so that's awesome, guys. We almost have 1,100 people on YouTube, which is insane. Thank you guys for the support. So now we have this right here. So we have create your Amazon account right there. So we have the register button, we have the sign in button, we have the login container, we have everything that we need at this point. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our login.css and we're going to style this to look as we need it. The first thing we're going to do is everything sat inside of a container. If you didn't see that, so all of this, the sort of form and everything sat inside a login container. So here I'm actually going to go ahead and do login container. So login _ container like so, and then in here I'm going to apply the following styles. Okay, so just going to pop this in right here. So we have a few styles in. We have the width of 300 pixels, height to fit content, right? So it's only going to fit the content that we actually have inside that container. Then we're going to say display flex direction column, border radius of 5 pixels, so it's slightly rounded. And then we're going to say border 1 pixel solid light gray and a padding of 20 pixels. Okay. Now, I saw Marius Florescu said, when we'll get to see some tutorials on Firebase Cloud Functions. Tomorrow, we cover cloud-based cloud functions and Stripe payments. So make sure you stick around till then, and we have some interesting, really, really cool stuff for you guys. And that's going to cover all of the cloud functions, tech, and everything like that. So now, as soon as we hit save, we should see everything centers. It has a nice border. Okay, so that's really cool. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and target the H1, which is inside the login container. So I'd like to show you guys a mix of how you can target elements. In this case, we are simply targeting it like this. We're saying inside login container, target the first child, which is a H1, change the font weight and the margin bottom. Done. Next, what we're going to do is target inside the login container, inside the form, the H5 element. So this one right here. So inside the login container, inside the form, is H5. How do we do that? We go ahead and do this. We say inside the login container, inside the form, target the H5 element and give it a margin bottom of 5 pixels, which is awesome. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the input field, but we're going to apply slightly different styles here. So you can see here we've got the form input field. We're saying a height of 30 pixels, a margin bottom of 10 pixels, a background color of white, and a width of 98%. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to target the login container p tags. So we're going to say any p tags which are inside the login container. So this one, by signing in, you agree to blah, blah, blah. Here, we're going to go ahead and add that in. So we said target it, give it a margin top of 15, and then the font size, we're decreasing it to be a bit smaller. So we're going to go ahead and say, oops, what have I done there? Yeah, we're going to say decrease it to become 12 pixels. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and format that. And then next, what we're going to do is for the sign in button. So this is the same styling we've been doing for the other buttons. I'm going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go ahead and say login sign in button. And then this is the same styling we did earlier, guys. So it's background of orange, border radius 2 pixels, width 100 pixels, height of 30 pixels, border 1 pixel solid, margin top of 10 pixels, and then the border color as so. Okay. Then that means you see that this is starting to form together really nicely. Yeah. Then we got the final creme de la creme to this, which is the register button. So here we need to go ahead and do login __ register button. And here we have a border radius of 2 pixels, width of 100%, height of 30 pixels, border 1 pixel solid, margin top of 10 pixels, and a border color of dark gray. Now, guys, you can see how insane was that, right? We added some styles to it, and you can see like we get that beautiful Amazon looking login page. Now, I think that looks really awesome. Let me know in the comments right now if you got to this point or if you think it looks like Amazon. I mean, I think it looks like Amazon. You guys can let me know. I think we've done a damn good job of making that look like Amazon. Let us know in the comments right now if you're pumped about that design. And yeah, let's keep that energy high, guys, because that is an awesome looking Amazon right now. So we have Jason Hurst says, I'm loving it. Aditya says, it's lit. Patch Moore says, it's just like Amazon. Warp says, pretty close. Thank you, dude. Masuda says, awesome, perfect job. Aki says, damn. Vasi says, proper. Lavani says, it's so cool. Patch, it's so beautiful. Inote says, 1,000, oh, 1,000,000,000,000%. Nice, dude. Vignesh says, 1K likes. Oh, yeah, we just hit 1K likes as well. Thank you so much, guys. Ayesh, yes, it looks like Amazon. Great. Okay, so awesome, guys. Loads of positivity from you guys. So what we're going to go ahead next and do is actually go ahead and code some functionality to this, right? So now what we're going to do is go back to the login component, so login.js. Now this is where it gets insane, right? So first what we need to do is we need to get some kind of way to track what we have in our input fields. So right now I have no way in the code to track that, okay? So what we're going to do now is go back to the top of the file. And we're going to use some state here. So what I'm going to say is const email set email. So we're just creating a piece of state here. This is how you write variables in React. Think of it that way. We'll say use state. So this is a use state hook. And by default, the value is empty brackets like this. We need to then go ahead and import it as such, like that. And then I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to do the same thing for password. So password, go here, set password like this. And there we go. So now we have a bunch of stuff, which is pretty cool. And then what we're going to do is to connect these to these pieces of state. What we need to do now is go to, and I love this, Vibhavi Kalantri says, getting errors, solving them, and moving forward. That's what we're talking about, guys. I love it when we actually get errors on the live stream because it's really cool to go ahead and show you guys how we debug and how we go through that process ourselves. Right. So now we're going to go ahead and on the input type where we have text, this is going to be for the email. So we say value equals email. Now what we just did here is we mapped the value email to this email state right here. And that goes ahead and connects the two things. But we need to track when the user types in. So every time the user types in, it triggers something called an onChange. And what this does is it gives us an event, right? So an E. What we do is we pair this event with an arrow function. So we say every time you type in, it fires off this event. And then we're going to say set the email to whatever e.target.value is. Now, e.target.value is essentially what the user typed in. So as the user types in, we're setting the email. And then what's happening is it gets mapped here. Now, this creates like a sort of circle, which means that if we type inside of the email, it actually goes ahead and we have access to that now inside of this beautiful email variable. Okay. So I wouldn't recommend setting these to no, guys, because inside of an input, you never really have no. Is essentially what you would use is an empty string. So don't have no, have an empty string. Okay. Now, for the password, what we're going to have is we've already done the input type as password. I'm going to go ahead and do value equals password like this. And then we're going to say on change. So it's the same logic applies, but we're here we say E. Every time you type in, it fires off that event. And we're going to say set the password to become e.target.value, which is basically whatever the user's typed in. Now we have tracking for the email and for the password, and everything gets updated inside this piece of state and this password piece of state. Okay. And we have Kazi back.
Hey,
awesome.
Let's go. Yeah, man. I'm back. Just went live, told everybody on Facebook to move over. The party is taking place on YouTube, and then we're going to be back.
Awesome, dude. That's nice. And I can see some people are flooding in. This is nice.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the love.
Awesome. So now you guys can see that we actually have, we can track when we type in the email and password, but we also want to trigger off two functions now. We want to trigger a function when we do sign in, and we want to trigger a function when we do create your Amazon account. So we're going to link a function to this first button, which says sign in, and we're going to say on click, right? On click. Here, I'm going to say on click sign in. Okay. So I need to create that function up here. I'm going to say const sign in. And this actually takes an event because it's inside of a form. I'm also going to set the button type here, guys, to submit. Right? The button type to submit. That means when you're typing in the input, so let's say you're typing in the email, typing in the password, if you hit the enter key now, it will actually trigger this sign-in function, which is a natural behavior, what we expect. But we don't want it to refresh. So this next line is crucial. We said e.prevent default. Okay. So this will actually go ahead and prevent the page from refreshing. We don't like refreshing in React. We want it to be super clean. And I can see Leonardo Chonkan says prevent default. So he's already beat me there. So that's awesome. Yeah. So we do that. And then what we're going to say is some fancy Firebase login shit. Okay. Some fancy Firebase stuff happens here. Okay. And then what we're going to do is underneath here for the this button, we're going to say on click. And this one is going to be the register, right? This one is going to be the register function. So on click, register like so. Okay. Then here, I'm going to go ahead and create another function. So I'm going to say const register like this. This takes an E. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Say e.prevent default. We don't actually need this here, but I want you guys to get into a habit of doing this. E.prevent default. And then what we're going to do is we are going to say here, do some fancy Firebase register sheet. Okay. So it's going to basically, we just need to like fill out these two bits now. So how do we do all that Firebase stuff, right? How do we get all of that Firebase stuff happening and all that sort of, I mean, we would think it would be tricky, right? But what we need to do now is we go and hop over to Firebase Kazi.
Dope. And we actually started some of it yesterday.
Yeah, we did. We definitely did. Yeah. So just as a reminder for those of you guys, even if you were here yesterday, what you're going to need to do is set up an account, go to Firebase, log in to the account that you have, go into the project that you set up. So we need to go ahead and find the project that we set up yesterday.
Yep.
It should be in the other one. And we basically went ahead and grabbed the config file.
Yeah, how you get it is just go to project settings, go all the way down to where you see config, copy that, and then bring it over, and we put it in our file called firebase.js. So you guys can also put it there.
Exactly. So that's going to set you up really nicely for what we need to do next. Okay. So with that said now, let's go ahead and open up Firebase, and let's make Firebase full screen for a second. Okay. Now on the left-hand side, we want to go to the authentication tab. So it's the one that's just below authentication. Click that. And here, guys, we go to sign-in method. So it says that button there, which is set up sign-in method, or that top tab. There we go. Go to email and password, hit the little pen icon or click it and click enable. right?
All right.
So top thing, which is enable, and then click done.
Dope.
And that's actually gone ahead and set up the first part. So it's crazy how simple this is going to be now.
Yep.
So what we need to do is we need to go over back to our code, open up the terminal, and let's open up a second terminal.
All right, let's do it. So boom, there we go.
Yep, so open up a second terminal, yep, CDN. And what we're going to do here is we are going to do npm. All right, so let me go ahead and get right access as well. Request that.
There you go.
But I mean, you can type as well. So it'll be npm install Firebase. So let's type out npm install Firebase. And this will pull Firebase into our project because we're going to need it for a few things right now.
And they need to do the global install as well if they haven't done that already.
For the Firebase tools, yes.
Yeah. So basically what that looks like is this command over here. It should look like sudo npm install global Firebase tools. Okay. So this is the command you're going to need if you haven't done this yet.
Exactly. You're going to need to do that to do all the things like the deployment and all that stuff. So that's going to be crucial for later on.
Thanks guys for all the love. People are like, hey, pumped to see Kazi here. Missed him yesterday. Thank you guys. Yeah, yesterday the connection was just kept breaking for whatever reason. So
we had the demo gods on our ass yesterday.
We still kind of do.
Yeah, they still do, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy. Right. So we just installed Firebase into our project. So now what we need to do is go over to firebase.js.
Oh, so we're done, right, with the front end of the user authentication. Now we're doing the...
Yeah, so we actually built the front end. And what we're going to do now is build the login functionality. Right?
So user authentication, working on user authentication.
Yeah, working on user authentication with Firebase.
All right, here we go. Boom.
Nice.
You don't really need the URL at the top. Somebody's saying that it doesn't matter. It's just console. It's like Firebase console. You're not going to go there by like typing in the actual thing anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, so sweet.
What we're going to do is at the top of the config file, so where we added our config before, we're going to go and say import Firebase from Firebase. That's crucial here.
Somebody says, help me, I'm on Chromebook and can't do any of this. You should not be on Chromebook.
Yeah, exactly. And guys, if you are on something which doesn't support it, use something like REPL. So repl.it. as a website where you can go ahead and actually code on the REPL IDE.
Or use like Code Sandbox. But still, like, it's going to give you problems. You're going to run into weird-ass problems and issues. So it's just so much better if you don't use a Chromebook and use a MacBook or a Windows computer or, like, borrow a computer from a friend.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set up two things, right? We are going to first initialize the app. So we're going to say const Firebase app. And this is going to be where we're going to say Firebase.initialize app. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I spell this right. So Firebase.initialize app. And all we need to do here, guys, is pass in this config, right? So it's an object. We just pass it in. That's it. Pass that in. And this will go ahead and set up everything. Whoa, we just got a massive donation from Bradley Knox.
Damn, hey.
$15 donation. Thank you so much, dude.
Dude, thank you. That is incredible. And he's actually in Profit with JavaScript and Profitable Shortcut. And damn! Whoa! That is sick. Thank you, Eltav OG. And he just dropped a $20 donation. And he goes, sorry for being so negative. I'm running out of options and have begun to get more frustrated with my inability to land a job. I'm going to give this my all. I'm not interested in the prizes. I'm just interested in learning. Somebody give this man a big, big round of applause, because I think that's the attitude that you absolutely need to have in order to crush it. Like 100%.
100%. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Exactly, guys. Bring your A game here, guys. 110% is what we said from day one. And if you put that in, guys, there has been already like a lot of people who have landed clients, landed jobs with this stuff. So make sure you bring that A game, and we will promise you we will give our best effort in changing your life.
Yep.
Okay? So we just went ahead.
What I say is we're like 401k. We'll match you. Okay, you give your 10%, we'll give you 10%. You give your 300%, we're gonna give you our 300%.
Exactly, guys. And we are going to be there the entire way to help you get to that point. So we just went ahead and initialized the app with the Firebase config. So that's the first part. And then we got these. The second step is initializing two things. So we want to initialize the database. We're going to say const db equals Firebase app, right? So Firebase app, the one that we just initialized, dot firestore, right? A firestore is the real-time database in Firebase. And then the second one we're going to do is const auth, right? Auth equals firebase.auth, like this. Now, this actually goes ahead and gives us a variable that we can use to handle all the signing in and everything like that. Now we want to be able to use this stuff outside of this file. So we need to go ahead and do export. And here I'm just going to say db and auth. And this allows us to export these two things, the database and the authentication. Database and the authentication, and be able to use this. That should not be deb, it should be db. And that will actually allow us to go ahead and use this outside of the file. So with that said, let's go back to our login.js over here. And now we've got the sign in and the register, okay? Now for the login, let's do the registering first, because that will help you actually create an account. Okay, so thank you so much, Athava Lawand. Thank you so much for that donation. He goes, love your projects, man. Hats off. Appreciate that, dude. So now inside of the register, we're gonna go ahead and say auth. So firstly, let's go ahead and pull this in from our local Firebase. So at the top, we're gonna say import auth from our local Firebase. And then here we're going to do auth, and then we're going to say dot, then we're going to say create user with email and password. Okay, now here, and this is attached to this, guys, so it does sometimes drop off like that, and it's completely fine to do that. We're going to say create user with email and password, and we're just going to pass in our email and password. Email and password, like so. Now this is the email and password in our state. Remember the one we connected to those input forms. So it'll work really nice. Then we're going to say dot then. And what this does, guys, is it literally goes and creates a user with an email and password. And then it will come back. If everything was good, right, it will come back with something called an auth object. Okay. Now, if the authentication was good and everything was good and everything went smooth, I'm basically going to go ahead and say console.log the authentication object that came back. So this would mean that it successfully created a new user with email and password, right? So that means it did that. And then we're going to say catch. So if for any reason there was an error, we're going to get the error and we're going to say alert on the screen the error message. Okay. So as soon as I hit save now, this is going to be literally all we need to do to register an app. So Kazi, let's go ahead and go to the local host.
Oh yeah, all right, here we go. Boom. Dude, it's so easy to catch myself if I'm muted. I love this new audio setup. Like it's just so good.
So good.
So good.
Even we both got new mics and everything, and it sounds amazing when you go close.
Like, yeah, and you can hear yourself in the studio monitors, like these headsets that we have. We can actually hear our own self, and if we don't hear our own self, it means you're like it's just so good, man. It makes you so happy. But like we were thinking about it, and we were like, screw it, let's invest into this because it's gonna help so many people, just the audio and everything. So Sunny just got that equipment yesterday.
Exactly, guys. It was actually today, so we set it up and we're using.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Sure mics for the win. All right. So what we're going to do now, Kazi, is in the email and password, let's go ahead and add an email and a password.
Hey, Corey says, this is sick. I'm showing this on screen. Corey says, just signed up for PWJ. If you haven't, you are missing out and should consider the investment in PWJ, but most importantly in yourself. Keep going, y'all, and looking forward to what's to come.
Nice, dude. Thank you so much.
That's lit.
That sweet message.
All right.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and for the registering, we're going to go ahead and say, oh yeah, so Kazi, enter your email and password.
All right, here we go.
So what we're going to do is once we go ahead and do this, Kazi, somebody goes, when Kazi says so good, you sound like Anastasia from 50 Shades of Grey.
Damn.
Oh shit.
So good. You know David Blaine, his voice,
Oh, yeah.
I love his voice. And he's always like, hey guys, you know, I didn't know magic before, but after I learned magic.
You clicked it, right?
I did. I hit create your Amazon. It says the email is already in use by another account.
Oh, no. So you actually did it. You did it right. So when you clicked create the first time, it created the account. And in the console, we actually logged out what it showed.
Got it. Okay.
So let's open up the inspector.
Okay.
Inspect inside of
I was just reading the comments. Shabir says, I want to get out of this country. I can't use super chat. Damn, thank you. That is sick. Love the sentiment. All right. Super chat is the donations on YouTube.
There we go. And see, it says object, right?
Where?
There it goes. So object. Yep. So the first time Kazi clicked it, guys, it came back with this. Now, this means that it successfully logged in. Now, if we click on user, you will actually see...
Where? What user? Oh, right here.
You actually see all of the login sort of credentials, right? So these are all the login credentials. You've got the email. You've got the image associated with the email. You have if the email is verified or not. And you've got a bunch of stuff below it. So this is really, really cool. Okay. This is awesome because now what we just showed you guys is it created the user. So what we would naturally want to do at this point is push them to the homepage after they log in. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull in something called use history. Now, use history is something from React Router, so we need to import it.
Do we need this inspect up right now?
We can close up the inspect. Yeah. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to React Router. We're going to import use history. And I'm going to go ahead and pull it in like this. We're going to go ahead and say const history equals use history like this, right? Now what this does is it allows us to programmatically change the URL. So after they log in, what we want to do is we just want to say if the user is authenticated, if the user is authentic, if the authentication comes back, so if the authentication is not empty, then we're going to say inside the history, so this is the history of the browser, we're literally saying push this new page. So we're basically going to go ahead and say a redirect. We're forcing you to redirect. Okay. So save this. And now, Kazi, let's try a different email address and let's try and log in. So you want to
log in, or you mean create your Amazon account?
Create your Amazon account.
Got it. So I'm going to do cpyoutube@gmail.com.
Yep.
Can't share the password because that's a secret. And then I'm going to do create your Amazon account. Hey. Nice. Hey, we just got another donation. Thank you so much for that. And it is Corey. And Corey says, the positive impact this has on my life is unmatched. I appreciate you. So grateful to have CP. Looking forward to what's to come.
Nice, dude. That is insane. Thank you so much for the donation, Corey. Oh, actually, I coach Corey, dude. I actually
really?
Coach yeah, I actually coach Corey.
Damn, that's sick.
Sick. No.
That's amazing.
Right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go over to, where's his history.push? Okay, yeah. So you see, guys, he logged in and it just redirected him to the login, to the homepage, sorry, which is perfect, right? So he went ahead, logged in, and it actually redirected him. So Now what we want to do is we want to do the same thing, but for the login, right? So once we've created that account, so now Kazi has 2 accounts that he's created. So let's go ahead and implement the login functionality. So let's go ahead back to our code. We're going to delete this comment here because we already implemented some fancy shit. Yeah. So now we're going to go back to the sign in, and here what we say is auth dot. So we can say auth dot sign in with email and password. And literally we do the same thing. We say email, password. This is insanely simple for authentication, guys. Like, do not underestimate how powerful this is for authentication. We say that will give us back some kind of authentication. And then all we're going to say is if it was successful, same thing, history.push you to the home page if it was successful. Okay. Otherwise, if it wasn't successful, we're going to catch the error. And then we're going to say get the error and alert with error.message like so. Okay. This will be error.message like this. Now we can save, and what we're going to do now is, let's go over to the sign in page.
All right, let's go. Boom.
Yep. Now go ahead and try and sign in now. So we created an account previously, and what we should see now is when Kazi hits sign in, it should show us the home page if we did everything correctly. Okay, so it says auth is not a function. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into this a little bit. So what is happening here? It says auth from Firebase.
Damn. So George says, he goes, God bless the hour when the YouTube algorithm put this channel in the recommended ones. It has totally changed my life.
Oh, damn. That's insane, dude.
That's epic.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we just ran into a bug. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and start debugging this issue, right? So this is where we need to like break it down. Don't freak out if your code doesn't work, okay? Just take a deep breath and just break it down.
Oh, shit. Okay?
So
you can turn that up, bro. I think that sounds good.
This is it, guys. It's like now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and find this error. So it said the authentication was not a function. So let's go ahead and check. We import the correct authentication. Everything's good. Let's go down to the sign in. Everything looks good here. But,
somebody's like .then instead of .auth. So try that. Alexandros was the first one who said that. So shout out to Alexandros. But damn, you guys are freaking on the ball.
Exactly, guys. That was it. Yeah. And Kazi, this is a moment of truth. Let's go ahead and give this a try.
Will this work?
Will this work?
Hey, we'll find out. So now I'm going to type in. So the same exact email, right?
Yeah. Suspense is building, guys.
Ooh. Hey. Let's go. That worked.
Nice. I accidentally played the applause.
Wait, applause is the right one, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was. Yeah.
I thought you played the laugh track.
That was dope. Well done, guys. We figured out the issue and we solved it. Right?
Yeah. John Ford is like, the background music is making it more dramatic. Nice background music. Nice.
Oh, man. Nice, guys. Right. So Felipe said, Jesus Christ. Suspense got real, guys. Right. So we successfully signed in, right? But how do we then go ahead and find who is signed in?
Guys, if you like that debugging that Sunny just did for Sunny, go ahead and smash that like button, guys, so we can send this video flying out to everybody else. We're at 1232 right now. Once I say that, hopefully that number will start going up. Thank you.
Hey, and another beautiful donation from Calvin Cabanda. Thank you.
Oh, nice timing on that, Sunny. That was fantastic. Thank you for the donation. All right, let's keep going.
Thank you so much, dude. Nice. All right, so now what we're going to do is, once we have the sign in, we have the register, right? But how do we go ahead and actually sort of keep track of who is signed in? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to app.js. And then what we use here, guys, is like essentially we're going to create a listener. Okay. So we're going to create a listener, which is always going to keep track of who is signed in. Okay. So in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and create something called a use effect. So we need to do it inside of the function. Yeah. So we're going to say use effect. Now a use effect, if you've never seen one before, it's written like this. So it simply has an arrow function inside. And in this case, we're going to go ahead and make it very simple. And we're going to add these empty brackets here, which means that it's only going to run. So this will only run, this code will only run once when the app component loads. Okay, it will only run once when the app component loads, and it won't run again. Now, if I put anything inside of it, for example, if we had like a user in here, every time the user changes, and or for example, every time the basket changes, it will refire this code. So that's how a use effect works. But if we keep this blank, it's only going to run once when the app component loads. So that's the easy way of thinking about a use effect.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
Go ahead and go back to React.
And it's kind of like an if statement, guys, in React.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
It's like a dynamic if statement.
Yeah. So for example, like let's just give them an example on this. So let's give an example of where use effect would be used.
Did you read Marco D. Wet?
I did. I was laughing my ass off to that, actually. That's why I was laughing.
Nice.
Man, that's funny.
So now, guys, inside the use effect, we have this really nice, powerful listener from Firebase. So we need to import our authentication module. And then here, what we do is we go ahead and say auth dot on auth state change. Now, what this does is it basically, as soon as the app loads, we attach this listener. So think of it this way. Once we attach this listener, this thing is always listening. If we log in, it refires this code. If we log out, it refires this code. It's just always there. It's like an observer, a listener, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is. And what this does is it gives us
people keep going crazy about line 16, and they keep saying line 16, then not auth.
Inside of login, is it line 16? Yeah,
I thought you fixed it already, right? That
we fixed that one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So here what we say is whenever the authentication changes, it will give us the authenticated user. So it might be no if the user is not there, or it will give us the actual user themselves. And once it does that, we're going to basically go ahead and firstly, we want to console log the user. And we're going to say the user, this is just a good debugging step. So the user is, let's go ahead and just say auth user. Oops. Auth user like this. And then we are going to go ahead, since I can see some people seeing that comment earlier. So then we're going to say the user is auth user. And now what we're going to do is we're going to say if there is an auth user. Okay, so if there was a user logged in, then this means that the user just logged in. Okay, user just logged in, or the user was logged in, right? So, or the user was logged in. Now, this is really awesome because when we do this kind of authentication with Firebase, even if you refresh the page, it will actually log you back in if you already logged in from before. Okay, yeah. So that's really, really cool. And then what we're going to say is, we're going to say else the user is logged out. Okay, the user is logged out. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we're going to actually do this in a very powerful way. Okay. So I actually want to go ahead and store the user inside of our React Context API. So install inside of our store. So let's go ahead and go to our reducer. And I'm going to go ahead and add a user inside of that. And initially, we're going to say the user is no, because let's just assume that when the app loads, by default, the user is going to be no. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and create inside of app.js. We're going to say when the user logs in, we need the dispatch. So we need to go ahead and pull that in over here. So we're going to say this is our magic React Context API piece of code. So we're going to go ahead and import that here like so. So use state value from state provider. And then here, what we're going to do is we're going to say if you're logged in, we're going to say dispatch, right? Dispatch. This is going to be an object. and we're going to say type of dispatch is just going to be known as set user.
And this is going to fire off the event and shoot it into the data layer, right? The information about the user.
Exactly. So every time they log in, it will shoot the user into the data layer. And if they log out, it will basically remove the user from the data layer.
Got it.
Okay. Now, what we are going to do next is we are going to go ahead and we are going to send the user. So we're going to send the user. And in this case, the user is simply the auth user that comes back from Firebase. Now, if the user is logged out, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to dispatch an object with the same type. So it's going to be type set user. But we're going to say that the user this time is no. Okay. And now think about what we're doing here, guys. So if the user for any reason logs in, or if the user was logged in and they refresh the page, it's going to go ahead and set the user to whoever was logged in, okay, from Firebase. Now, if the user is logged out, it's going to go ahead and set the user to a no value. So that way nobody is logged in now, right? So if all of this worked correctly, what we should be able to do now is actually go ahead and say something like this. So we should be able to go ahead and say, it should say console log the user is, and we should see the user inside of our screen. Okay, so let's go to our login component, and here we actually see, you see in the login component, we don't even do anything. We just say if the authenticated user was created or signed in, then just push them to the home page. And then this listener inside of app.js does all of the hard work, and it just constantly sits there and listens. So, Kazi, let's go ahead and refresh on app.js.
Somebody just asked if this has anything to do with local storage in browser. This is not local storage, right? This is a different type of thing with the data layer.
Yeah, so this is not local storage. The reason why it persists is because Firebase has done some clever stuff under the hood. So if you log in, it will know that you're logged in because they do some clever stuff with the cookies. You don't actually even need to know what happens after.
So this is actually the data layer component that's connected with the Firebase.
Yes. Yep.
Got it. Yep. Okay.
Exactly that.
Awesome.
So now what we're going to do is, so once we have this, Hajira actually pointed this out.
Yeah, they're getting good.
This is insane. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Yeah, so we actually dispatched a set user action. Also, thank you, Kenku, for that donation.
Thank you. Yep. And he says, maybe I'm not understanding everything, but I certainly know I'm on the right track, and then I will understand everything. Epic.
That's it, dude. Keep that up, and that is the way to go forward.
Yep.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our reducer.js, and we need to go ahead and actually add in the case to listen to this, right? So how do we do that? We go here, and we say case. So we can drop it on a new line. We can say case set user, which is the type that we dispatched earlier. And when we get this type, we're going to say colon return, and we're going to return everything that's currently inside the state, as well as we're going to update the user, and the user is going to be the action user. So this is the one that we dispatched. Oops, this should be action.user. This is going to be the user that we dispatched here. So you see action.user, and the type was set user, and the action was the user. Okay, so we need to do that, save it, and now we're listening inside of our user reducer. So now we should have the app update. So Kazi, let's go ahead and open up the inspector, and because you just previously signed in, it should actually say that the user is logged in. So let's go ahead and open up the
and also
console.
Let me know when we move on to the next step and we're done with the user authentication with Firebase.
Yep. Right.
All right. So this is the basket.
Okay.
Array 0.
So where is that coming up? Where is that saying this is the basket? Let me go ahead and get rid of that comment because we don't need that anymore. This is the basket. This is the basket product. Okay, so where we got that? We've got that in product right now. Check out product.
Did you find it, or you want me to look for it?
Are you inside of your localhost? Yeah, so I can't see it just because
I'm in the localhost. Yeah, you want me to refresh and try it?
Yeah. So
Yep, I still got that printed out. Wait, hold on.
right,
Yeah, it said this is the basket.
right. So I mean, I'm not sure where this is the basket is coming from. So the basket that's coming from. Oh, okay. It's coming from product.js. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that one. We don't
Yeah,
need that.
you got it.
Let's go ahead and save the file. And let's go back to app.js. And now we should be able to see, guys, that when Kazi refreshes, it says the user is. See that?
So let's see. I'll refresh right now. The
So what it
user
did is it
is
went ahead.
nice.
Yeah, and that's actually Kazi when he logged in, right? So that's actually his logged in state. Now,
Nice. It
this
has
is,
my email and everything.
yeah, so it's actually gone ahead and remembered him. Now, what we need to do is we need to have some kind of login, log out functionality, okay? So, Kazi, I think our faces are actually
Yeah, I
blocking
moved it. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll move
So,
us to the middle until,
nice.
yeah.
So now what we can do is, if we go over to header.js, what we can say is, so this was part of the homework. So where we're going to change this so it says hello and then whoever signed in email.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave that up to you guys as a challenge.
And
sort of
by the way, guys, so some people are like, some people start with Firebase and then they move to like something real. Firebase, a lot of big companies are using Firebase. Like Twitch uses Firebase and Instacart uses Firebase.
Yeah. And honestly, it's really a bad misconception that it's kind of just caught on that Firebase isn't powerful enough. It's the reason why you think that is because they make it so damn easy to implement.
Yeah.
So that's why you kind of naturally think, oh, okay, this is not real. This is not like powerful and etc. But this is real, guys. This is really real stuff.
Yeah,
And
people always think like AWS is the way to go, and it's just such a nightmare to do most things. Yeah, Firebase makes it really simple, but don't get that twisted and think it's kind of like how people, they move over to Python sometimes and they're like, oh, Python is really simple, so it must not be that powerful. And it's like, no, you can actually do whatever you want with Python, or you can do whatever you want with React. Just because React is easy doesn't make it less powerful than Angular or Vue.
Exactly, guys. So what we're going to do now is inside of the header, we're going to go ahead and say, if you are signed in, so now what we can do is we can actually pull the user from the state because the user is also populated now. We can say, if the user, so let's render this text now. So rather than saying sign in, we can say if the user exists, right, then it will say sign out. Otherwise, it will say sign in.
And Sumit just said, I have used AWS during my work experience. Trust me, Firebase is equally powerful.
Exactly. Honestly, it's so damn powerful, guys. And it's so fast. Like if you actually look under the hood of what they do, it's insane how efficient they make it for you guys. So now
Firebase is free until you start using things like cloud functions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So here, guys, is what we added. We've got the user, and we say if the user is present, then it will say sign out. Otherwise, it will say sign in. Okay. So what we're gonna now do is, yeah, I can see Ghazi's trying to figure out where to put.
Jesus Christ. Having some trouble.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
so now what we're gonna do is we are gonna say when you click on the, so we're actually gonna make this div clickable, right? So we're gonna say on click on this div. And I'm going to say, when you click the div, right, we want it to basically be, let me just double check something. Yep. So we basically want this to say, like, if you are logged in, right? So basically, I'm going to say handle sign in handle authentication. So handle authentication. So the reason why I'm going to call it this, guys, is because we're going to have it so when you click where it says sign in, sign out at the top, I just want to have a little function which handles the authentication. It doesn't take anything, but it's basically going to say if there was a user, right, and you clicked it, because the text would be sign out, right, what we're going to say is if there was a user, we're going to go ahead and pull the authentication module from Firebase, so our local one, so our local Firebase, and then we're going to say auth.sign out. And that is all we need to do to actually sign out from Firebase, okay? So Kazi, I want you to show on the screen now that at the top of the screen on the Amazon clone, we should see in the header, it should say sign out.
Okay. So what are you saying? In the text that we add to the top?
No, so you see in the header right now, let's zoom into the header.
Okay.
If you use the trackpad, it actually becomes super simple.
Okay.
So use the trackpad and pinch. Yep. So you can see it says sign out at the top, right?
Yeah.
Now, with the logic that we've done, we've done it. So we said if
oh,
there
I
was
see what you mean, like this.
Yeah, that's how I usually sign in. Yeah, zoom in.
Nice. Okay.
Now it says sign out, right? So what we do now is, if we click that, because of the handle authentication.
Oh snap, son! Hold on. Prince just dropped in the comments and he goes, I just got my first project today on Upwork for $400 just because of the Spotify clone that you guys built. Thanks so much.
Dude, that's insane. Damn. Spotify clone has got so many jobs now.
Wow.
You got Frank Ramos, a 6-figure contract for Sonos, which is insane. That Spotify clone.
That is insane. Wow.
Insane. All right. Awesome, dude. So now, when we click on the sign out button, so one thing is going to happen right now. So actually, we need to fix something. So if you click that right now, it will sign you out, but it will take you to the login page, okay? And then if we go back now, so let's go back. Okay. It should say sign in, right? Yep. So it hasn't found the user now because it did sign out. But we need to fix something here. So what we did is, and I saw this in the comments as well, so a lot of people saying, Sonny, this goes back to the login page. Yes. The reason why is because what we need to happen here, guys, is we need to add this little thing in here, which we say, if there was no user, only then do we push.
Hold on, you're coding? Because I don't see it yet.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I've added it here. So if there was no user, only then do we push to the login page. Okay.
Thank you for the donation. It says you guys are amazing. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Hey, that's wicked. Thank you so much, Preslov.
All right.
Yeah. So now we're saying only redirect to the login page if there was no user. So
got it.
This now is a pretty nice situation. So firstly, let's sign in. So we have a user.
All right. You want me to log in right now?
Yeah.
Dope.
Okay. And then at the top where it says sign out, so let's zoom in to that. Yep. Now, if we click sign out, it won't redirect, but it will sign the user out. So click that.
Nice.
Hey. Now, if you click sign in now, it will throw you to the login page.
Fancy. Beautiful.
That's really, really clean, right? Like a really, really nice implementation. It gives us a really nice sort of dynamic feel because there was no sort of refresh in like an ugly way. It just literally said, okay, sign out, you're signed out, sign in. And once you guys finish that homework, instead of saying hello guest, it'll say hello like Kazi at email.com. And then it will go ahead and actually go ahead and say hello guest when you sign out. Yeah. Because we should be clearing the state. So that will be really, really clean, right?
That's true.
Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys an example of how we can pull the user from the state. Okay, so let's go ahead, and this will help you with your homework. Let's go to checkout.js right now, and let's actually go ahead and log in, Kazi.
And yeah, somebody said no regular expression for authentication recognition in the database. I don't think so, right? They handle most of it.
What was that? Sorry, no recognition.
Somebody asks if like no regular expression for authentication and recognition in the database, question mark.
No regular expression for authentication recognition. Not 100% sure what you mean.
I mean, I feel like Firebase handles probably a lot of the things that you're looking to do with regular expressions, right? Like I imagine if you did put something in that didn't look like an email, probably Firebase won't allow you to make an account.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I reckon so, yeah. Yeah, it would pop up and it would freak out. Also, guys, I saw some people have already done that homework, so that's awesome, guys.
Oh, nice. That's sick.
That's awesome. Right, so let's go ahead and sign in.
Okay, so let's do it. Okay.
Nice, and let's go ahead and go to the basket. So we don't need to add anything. Let's just go straight.
Are we
to the
still
basket.
on the user authentication step?
Okay, so we just finished the user authentication just now.
All right.
Now we're gonna get the name to pop up in the checkout page. So I want it to say in the checkout page, if the user is there, we'll say, hey, like Kazi, or something like that. It'll say, hey, Kazi, or hey, whatever your email address is, and then it'll show your basket contents, okay?
All right, so working on username on checkout page.
Yeah.
Okay, dope. Let's do it. So basically, if we look at, does our version of the app have it?
No, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this in so that will help them with their homework.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So now what we're gonna do is inside of the checkout page. So inside of the checkout page, what we're gonna do is here we're gonna pull the user from the store, and we're gonna go ahead and say where it says your shopping basket, we're gonna basically add something a bit smaller underneath on top of it. So we're gonna say H3, and this one's gonna say. Yeah, it's going to be, I think it's user.email. I think it's user.email. But we can go ahead and check it after. So maybe user.email. So now if we do this, and we go to the basket page.
Yep. Oh, nice. It says the email.
Oh, nice. So it says the email, right? So now we'll just say hello and then user email. Let's go ahead and see if that works.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
Damn. Pintontnet App Solution says, guys, thank you so much for this wonderful content. My brother passed away last week, and I'm dedicating this tutorial to him. Keep up. I will succeed just to keep his memory in anything.
Damn, dude. Sorry for your loss, and that's insane that you are dedicating this to him. Keep working hard. That's sad news, dude.
Fuck. Yeah, that's fucking heartbreaking. Yeah, man. I'm just glad you're here with us. Like, you got the community behind you. You got us behind you. Like, reach out to us on Slack, or if you're in the Facebook group, we'll help you out. But goddamn, dude, that fucked me up a little bit because I love my brothers, and that would be crazy if something like that happened. But yeah, man, we're here for you, and let's keep going.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. What does that say? It says email of no. Okay, yeah. So if you get this issue, guys, what you want to do is do optional chaining. So you're going to do this user !email. Okay.
Boom, right there.
And then what that will do is it will have, so there's an asynchronous period where it won't load the user because it's actually trying to fetch it from Firebase. So by doing that, it actually protects it from erroring out. And now it says hello with the email address. So that's perfect. And that looks really, really good. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, oh, and Daniel Salade says, Sonny,
yeah,
you need to.
I know.
Yeah.
I was reading that. I was like, damn, these guys are on the ball.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Now, so we have that, right? So that should help you guys figure out the homework solution. Well, instead of saying hello guest, it will say hello with the email address. So that will be an awesome start for you guys. And now what we're going to do is, I guess, Quasi, what we'll do is we'll quickly show them how to actually go ahead and add something to a DB and pull it in from the DB and render out an item.
Dope, let's do it.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. Actually, 1 second. Let me think how we're going to do this. Maybe we should do the deployment at this step. Because
we have
tomorrow
not deployed it right now.
Do, what's that?
Do you want to do the deployment today and then we do the database stuff tomorrow?
Yeah, because I have an idea for tomorrow. I think what we should do is we should do the database, do the deployment now, and then tomorrow when we actually process a payment, we'll show you how to push data into the database. It will feed in much nicer, and it will set you guys a nice bit of homework.
And we'll have time for that, right?
What was that?
We'll have time for that tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have more time for that tomorrow. That'd be perfect.
Okay, dope. So let's just get this deployed online, guys, and then you'll be actually be able to share this app with your friends, family, and things like that.
Exactly. Now, guys, something I want to mention for the homework, right? So it was not only to implement that top part, right? It was also to add some animations, add stuff like animations, change this Amazon build so it looks a bit more custom to yourself, okay? Like, and this is where your creativity comes in, kicks in, and you can sort of flex those CSS skills. And something I'd recommend is going ahead and trying the following. So, because if you just want to type in on Google React flip move.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, this is going to be a challenge for you guys. I want to see if anyone can go ahead and get this to work. Okay, so it's called React flip move, and what you can do is if you guys can go ahead and check out this GitHub, if you can implement React flip move. So let's move down. They've got a little animation there. So if you guys implement this inside of the basket page, so the checkout page, how awesome would that look? So as you remove something, it would reshuffle the list and do everything as needed, right? So that would be really, really clean, I think, if you guys could go ahead and maybe implement this as a piece of challenge homework, okay? So whoever can go ahead and get that implemented, it's got some nice documentation underneath it. This will be really, really cool, okay?
And Guido just gave a donation of 50 Argentine dollars. People are gonna kill us. Pesos. And he goes, nice work, guys. That is so much fun. And he goes, if Kazi can say, I don't know if this is, I mean, I hope this is probably good words, but he goes, vamos a tomarnos un fernet del bueno. Hi from Argentina. Let's go.
Let's go, guys.
What does it mean, Frankie? Let's go drink a Fernet, which is a wine of the good ones. Damn. All right.
Nice, dude.
All right. So, boom.
Right. So we have that built, right? So that is your piece of challenge homework, right? To get that animated list implemented, and you can use React flip move to go ahead and do that.
Yep.
Now, and just a top tip, guys, you may need to introduce keys. I'm not going to say anything about it, but you may need to introduce keys into the list to get that working correctly.
And so, keys, you're not talking about API keys. You're talking about like index keys and things like that.
Yep. Component keys inside of React. So that's going to be a nice little challenge for you guys to go ahead and do. And that should help you out a lot. Now, what we're going to do next is do the deployment. So now we've set everything up for the deployment earlier. So we actually went ahead and all we need to do is create that account in Firebase to get started with that. Now, as Kazi mentioned earlier, so let's open up a terminal, Kazi.
What?
Let's open up a terminal.
No, Nas, not you. God. Nas talks at the same time as you, and I can't hear you. And then I'm like, wait, Sonny, what'd you say? And Nas just starts speaking louder. Like, God, he has too much confidence. All right. So what'd you say, Sonny?
Let's open up a terminal.
All right, I'll open up a terminal.
Nice. Okay. Now in here, guys, you just need to move a little bit down on Ecamm so they can see it, Kazi. There we go.
Hold on one second. I'll try to figure that out.
There we go. So now, guys, inside of here, you want to make sure you run the command sudo npm i -g Firebase tools. So you need to install Firebase tools in order to do what we're about to do next. Okay, so you would install this.
Somebody was like, damn, so you're telling me my Spotify clone didn't work because of a dang question mark? Yeah. Yeah. So that's funny because, yeah, there's certain stuff that if you just miss that little question mark, that can really screw you up. That optional chaining really helps out because when you load the app in the start, sometimes the user might not be loaded. So it'll crash because of that. And then once it refreshes, the user can then be loaded. So just drop that question mark, and that optional chaining is like a really clean thing that you can do with React.
Exactly, guys. Exactly. Something I want to mention, somebody said, Athava Diostale said, -G for global guys, you only need to do it once. do not throw that around, guys. Only use global installs for tools like Firebase tools. Don't use that for all your dependencies. It's not a good practice.
If you installed it yesterday, you're good.
Yeah. If you installed it yesterday, you're good.
All right. So
Next
now let's deploy it.
Is run Firebase. Firebase login. So we're not going to do it because I think we're already logged in.
Yeah, David, the optional chaining is kind of like not null, but it's like it's much easier than doing a try catch block. It's just super clean.
Exactly. Yeah. It's going to be super clean. So now it says Firebase, we need to do Firebase login. And what this will do is it will pop up a little window and it will just be your browser and you just basically log in just like you do on Google. And then it will redirect you back. Once you've done that, guys, you need to do the following. You need to do npm run build. Okay, no, sorry. Before we do that, we're going to do Firebase init. Firebase init. Okay. Now, Kazi, do you want to run them through the init?
Yeah. So when we go through this, guys, make sure you go to hosting, select this. We should be good to go on that. Click use an existing project and whatever you called it. I called it Amazon Challenge. You might have called it Amazon Clone or something of that nature. So pick the right one. Then when it says, what do you want to use as your public directory? Make sure you do build. This is important for React apps. Click that. And yes, this is a single page application. So don't just hit enter here because you're going to mess it up. Hit Y and say yes because it's default by no. So you want to make sure you do Y and hit enter and you should be good to go.
Exactly. So once you've done that, guys, we've actually prepped Firebase stuff and make sure you're in the right directory before you do that. And now what you want to do is npm run build. Okay. So npm run build. And this will go ahead and actually, so what this does is it goes ahead and creates an optimized production build. So this goes ahead and strips out all of the things which make the build slow. So like the hot reloading, all the developer things, all of those things, okay? And it will make the app like a super efficient bundle, okay? Now it's important to know that once this command finishes, if you make any changes on the app, you will have to run npm run build again.
Here's what your thing should look. Oh, sorry, Sunny. Just finish your thought and then I'll continue.
Yeah, so it's just saying like if you make any changes once we finish npm run build, then make sure that you actually go ahead and run npm run build again. Okay. Frank just came in.
Hey, nice. Thank you, Frank. With a $5 donation. That is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
You go such a good build. And guys, if your directories look like this, forget about my top directory here. But if your looks like something like this, oh my God, please work Screen Brush for the love of God. All right, here we go. Boom. Then you are good. If it looks like this, you are looking fantastic. And now at this point, guys, we are ready to deploy this bad boy.
Exactly. And guys, you can rinse and repeat this. You can constantly make changes, do npm run build, Firebase deploy, which is what we're about to do.
Somebody says, finally, Frank is here.
Nice. Everyone's getting used to Frank on the streams. Nice, dude. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, what are we going to do, Kazi?
Now we're going to do, we're about to deploy it. So we got to do build first.
We done that already?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Firebase deploy. Ready?
You guys ready?
Yo, put on some suspenseful music, you know, and cue it up.
Do it, bro. All right.
Hey, is this gonna work?
Deploying. All right, this is the moment of truth, Kazi. Don't hit that button just yet.
Oh,
we're gonna wait and see. Are you guys ready to see if this worked?
Wow, it's right there. If I command click it, it should be up.
All right.
Are you guys ready? Drop it in the comments below. And you know what? I can't wait anymore, Sonny. I cannot wait anymore. I'm going to click it, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm going to click it, bro.
Oh,
shit. I'm telling you, I'm going to click it. Dude, if it's broken, it's going to be so embarrassing, dude.
I know, right?
I don't think we should do it live.
God damn it.
Oh, I'm going to click it. I'm going to click it. Oh, let's go. Hey.
No, dude.
Wow. Look at that beautiful app. Look at how beautiful this looks, guys. Leaf says don't do it.
And this is live, guys. So this is a live link right now. You guys can go ahead and
Smash
check
that
it.
like button if you liked what we did for you here. Boom.
Exactly.
Boom. That was Naz's call. That was an awesome call, Naz. I'm going to go here. Oh, nice. Look at that. Every feature we're going to show, I'm going to play the sound. And now, check it out. When I hit remove basket, the subtotal is going to change. Are you guys ready? You guys ready? You guys ready? I'm going to do it. I'm going to remove this item and look at the subtotal change. And wait. There we go. Nice.
Let's go ahead and check out the sign in.
All right. Let's go check it out. And you guys can log into this too. Hopefully it doesn't crash, but you guys can log into this and use it.
Enter an email, a password, and hit the create your Amazon account.
Jason says you guys have me cheesing throughout the whole live stream. Nice. SG707 says, brave man, doing it in front of hundreds of programmers.
Calvin Kabanda, thank you, dude. Just dropped a $5 Canadian donation. Thank you, dude.
Canadian donation. I love that.
Canadian.
Yeah, thank you for the Canadian donation.
Nice, dude.
All right, here we go. And that is hilarious. Amazon account. Wow, look at that. I'm signed in. I'm going to add stuff to basket, go to the basket, and it even knows who I am. Hello. Hello. Fantastic. So
Awesome.
Now, are we done for today, Sonny?
We are done for today. I'm going to run over the homework one more time, guys.
Do it.
So the homework for today's session is to upgrade that header bar so that it says hello with the email address.
You're going too fast for me.
Right. So the
homework for day 3, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. So let's go over what each step is. So 1 is what?
So upgrade the header bar. So upgrade header component.
What's wrong with me?
Okay, header component to include the user's email. Nice. And then on part 2, we are going to add animation to the build. So add animation. And guys, you can add animation wherever you want. Hover effects, the React flip move that we spoke about. Any animation that you add, just make sure you add it, deploy that thing, and show us your beautiful work, okay? Dope. Now, the third final piece of homework is style Amazon, okay? So obviously we have a typical Amazon looking app right now. Style it, give it your own little sort of twist, give it some difference, like some changes, and that's completely up to you guys to do, okay? So this is your homework, and part 4, the most important part, is deploy that app, okay? So deploy that app and then link us the app in the submission and screenshot it and do all the things that you guys have been doing so far for the homework. We're going to shoot a video after this and we'll show you guys a quick run through of the homework, and we'll pop that on the Slack and the Facebook channel.
And then Airtable, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's only available in the Facebook group. And Naz, I think, is going to be posting the homework up soon in the Facebook group. So the homework is going to be available there. And I think, or do we send out emails with the homework too? Yes. So you guys are going to also get an email if you're part of the challenge. So keep an eye on your email. Keep an eye on the Facebook group. We're going to send you the homework.
Exactly.
And check in the Slack as well. It's going to be there as well.
Nice, dude.
And the only way to participate in this React challenge is how, Sonny?
To be a part of that Facebook group, guys. You have to be a part of that Facebook group, and you have to be interactive, submitting all of the homework for each of the days, and make sure that you are engaged and with us in this journey, and that we have a point system in place, and that's all attributes to those things that we've mentioned. And then we'll choose that prize. And even if you guys don't compete, or you're not here to compete for the prizes, do this, do yourself a favor, land that dream job that you've always wanted, and carry on with these builds.
Yep, beautiful. Anything else regarding the homework or anything else we need to say?
I think we're good, dude. I think that was a crazy session. I want to say thank you to everyone who was here today. I think you guys are awesome. Amongst any tech issues that we ever have, like, you guys crush it and push through. with
Yep.
that said, I think we're good, bro.
Damn. Thank you guys so much as always for being there and having that energy and just supporting us even with all the craziness that goes on. We love you guys. We appreciate every single one of you. With that said, we will see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. Make sure to show up there. Tomorrow, they're going to be doing day 4. And we're going to be finishing this project up, you guys. And then you'll have Stripe integrated. You'll be able to accept payments and the whole 9. And then you can actually put on your portfolio.
Yeah, and you can actually say it's a full e-commerce build.
Yep.
Right? So there's big stuff happening tomorrow.
Exactly. So with that said, guys, we love your beautiful face. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow.